Viewer discretion is advised.
You have crossed in.
I'm just gonna be new today, guys. That's gonna be me. New and improved. Guys, I think it's here. I think you can hear me. I think I did this right. I don't actually know. It's been a long day. I'm a little tired. Google updated their stupid Chrome interface. I don't understand anything. I need somebody to explain the internet machine to me because it's, you know, it's a struggle. It's falling on deaf ears, just in case anybody cares. But my drama aside, happy Thursday. You're listening in or watching Pwnecast. This is episode 219. We are in patch 8.0.1. You know, all the points. Everybody's pointing. We all pointing today. Tonight, we have quite a bit to talk about. We've got Warfronts. We've got dungeon information from a lore perspective, just in case you want to know why you're killing things, because, you know, that's always important. We are going to be talking about the Blizzcon goodies, just because I feel like it just has to be said in some honesty, people. There's a lot of fake on Twitter this week, as people are pushing, like drug pushers, what could be considered not the best of the best products, but whatever. We're going to talk about that. We have a lot to talk about. We have a jam-packed show. I'm probably not going to be that smart tonight, and I apologize. I am exhausted. But we have all the things, that and more, so make sure you guys stay right here.
You have crossed into the world of the dead in search of answers.
Amongst the Azeroth elite, there are those who defy convention, the proud who laugh in the face of trolls and never flinch, the few who strive on unity, trust, and unwavering resolve, they who eat tacos. For the players, by the players, we bring you She Can Start a Revolt with a Chaos Bolt, Bell the Pwnecast Vanguard. Through light and darkness, he commands the void, Remedies the Sage Lore Master. We bow to no one. We are Legion. We are Pwnecast.
Hello, people of Podcast Land. This is Winstallin speaking, and Winstead from the Technically PvP podcast. And you are listening to the Pwnecast podcast.
Hey, I remembered to do the bumper. Yay me. Just ignore Murky. He's, you know, he's doing the, you know.
We're gonna look good today.
Yeah. Before we move on, because I don't want to field another comment on YouTube, those of you that are watching live, can you make sure that everybody's audio is equal? Meaning, they can be heard, I can be heard, test. If not, can you please tell me now, because I'm tired of answering to people on the YouTube and getting hate mail. Oh my gosh. Okay, say something. You guys are assholes. Seriously.
Banana.
That's all you could think about was banana?
B is for bananas.
B.
B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, world.
I don't even know what to say anymore. So everybody's good. I'm not going to get any hate mail this week.
Oh, I think Blow likes Murky now. I'm not the favorite.
I'm sure you'll be the favorite in someone's eyes. I'm really sad because my food got here, so after I have a moment during Rem's segment, I'm going to hide over here.
Of course, wow.
And I'm going to eat because I have not eaten all day, and I'm going to drop dead on the show if I don't eat some food. Like, I'm literally going to drop dead on the show if I don't eat. Okay.
This was a team effort. What are you doing? What are you doing to us?
I'm going to be interactive, but I'm just going to be, you know.
You're so dumb.
This is my life, guys. This is what it's like when you grow up and you have friends.
What's growing up like?
What's taters, precious?
I don't really know. Okay, so Tuesday's reset, which is going to be the 18th. I have that date, right? Do I have it right? The 18th? So for Tuesday the 18th, we have the Harvest Festival. And that goes for a week. Go do stuff. Go harvest, man. Now's the time to be harvesty.
Harvest some kidneys. Make some money.
Yeah, like, well, do you feel like people still make money off kidneys now, or?
Oh, I bet.
Do you?
You can probably 3D print a kidney at this point. Come on.
I read an article.
I know you can't.
I read an article like 5 years ago that they grew an ear on the back of a mouse.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought to myself, guys, the end is near.
Yeah, a bunch of mice with ears are gonna attack us.
No, but like that puts us into very, I can't even say murky waters anymore because of murky, but it puts us into, you know, some very weird things.
Well, even before that, they had that clone sheep. I can't remember the name of it, but
Dolly?
Yeah, Dolly, a long time ago now.
Why do I remember that? That was like 20 years ago.
That was weird.
Can one of you post in the Pwnecast Discord? You guys are solid. Guys, Pirates Day. This is the day that we give thanks. Oh, wait, no. Pilgrim's Bounty is the day we give thanks. Just kidding. Well, we do give thanks. We give thanks for being pirates. We get to go, you know, pillage and arg me mateys and...
Don't forget, they added that toy last year. There was the Skull and Crossbones flag, and I didn't get it last year. So I'm excited this time around.
I actually slept through Pirates Day.
I didn't sleep through it. It was just they didn't really like announce, hey, there's a new toy. So it was...
There wasn't a whole lot of hoopla.
By the time it was gone, that's what everybody knew.
Well, the good news is that's on September 19th, right? So Wednesday. And then Brewfest starts the 20th. Those of you that are trying to get in and get your What a Long Strange Trip, now is going to be the time for you to be able to do that portion of it. Honestly, the Brewfest is pretty fun. Then you have the, you know, the good old-fashioned farming for the mount. I think I have one of them. There's two, right?
You've been playing for how long? You should have them both by now.
I still don't have the Love Rocket.
Well, that's true. None of us do.
I was told I'm not the right gender, apparently.
Whoa.
Like, thanks for letting my dreams be dreams, Blizzard. I appreciate you telling me that I can't be what I want to be.
I'm confused. Who are we again?
We're just people. We're people on the internet.
I was introduced. I don't know who I am.
We're people on the internet. That's what we do, internet things. And
Copy.
Blow, we only wear pink on Wednesdays, and it's Thursdays, so you can't sit with us. PvP Brawl next week is going to be the Shadowpan Showdown. I don't really remember if that's one of my list of favorites.
Wasn't that like a 20 on 20 or something, or a 10 on
no, the Shadowpan.
That's with the boss, right?
Yes.
The boss in the...
It's a 6 versus 6 or something other, and then you have to get points for the boss, and then it becomes a giant.
Isn't it Tiger's Peak where that happens, though?
Yeah.
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 Pretty nonetheless, because I really do like Tiger's Peak. I also like Tiger's Peak if you're a warlock that needs to line of sight a lot, because it's like one of my favorite places to line of sight.
That's Tolvarin for me. Tolvarin's my favorite.
The Pet Battle bonus event. I guess people still do it. I feel like we kind of got hosed on the events this, like, first half of the expansion. I wonder if it's because they assume that we have so much to do that they're like, oh, we'll just wait until, you know, next patch before we give them a ton of stuff to do each week. I kind of respect that. Right? No?
No.
Anyway, for next, is this, so this list here for the affixes, that's next week?
This is this week's. I don't think you did it last week's. So.
I don't really do it, ever. It's Wowhead that gives you the affixes. I don't typically do that, but that's okay.
Not everyone knows where to find that stuff, Belle.
Well, you're right, but it doesn't help that this is supposed to be for what's coming next Tuesday.
Well, it's because it's the weekend of for things. You know, I'm not going to remember it for next week's if I'd say it now.
Boy.
So, full disclosure, I had a really long week, and I'm going to blame Chaos for that. and my work for that because I've been training, and when I'm training, I have 50 other million things I'm trying to do at the same time, and it's just a shit show. So I have not had much time to do my normal stuff each week. So the boys were kind enough to get in there and get their hands dirty. Well, I mean, they're probably already dirty. I'm acting like they weren't dirty to begin with. Like,
they're dirty.
Pretty sure one or more of them are sticky. I'm not wrong though, I feel, right? I'm not wrong.
Not on this side.
Not on the, yeah. Well.
Carry on.
Yeah. Before we make it any more awkward. So for this week, tyrannical, bursting, skittish, and infested. None of that sounds fun for me. Sometimes I like a little bursting. You don't really know. You can't judge a dungeon by its affix.
Oh, I totally can.
Isn't this like the worst combination?
No.
No? What would you say the worst combination is?
I don't know. That's not that one.
Oh no, Sanguine and what's the one that mass? We haven't had it yet this expansion, but you know where there's double the ads in the dungeon and
Sanguine? Yeah.
Because some of these poles are already pretty dense.
Oh, especially those droplets in Shrine. That'd be.
Oh my god!
Did you say some of the poles are already dense?
Yeah. Yes. There's some.
Well, okay. So there's a group of ads.
I just want to make sure because I feel like.
Good talk.
That's a common problem with dense poles. Ram, tell us what you know about dense poles.
Oh, I know about dense poles. I was just talking about Atal'Dazar. It was bugged because of the World Quest. Oh. And it was double the ads, and so that's what it would be like.
Yeah. So you're saying you don't know anything about dense poles then?
No.
Who could we ask about dense poles? Is there a member of the audience that is random that understands what it's like to encounter a dense pole?
Probably Tio.
Probably.
Tell me more, Belle.
I'm terrible. Guys, I could smell my food. I am starving.
Why don't you share with us? What do we have sitting next to you right now?
Well, so there's a new pizza joint in the town I live in, and you know, it's a ton of rich white people, so they're always like looking for ways to spend their money. It's called Pizza Something, and it looks so good.
So pizza.
So
I'll even show you.
The top looking pizza copy. It looks like pizza. Okay.
So it's like, you know, the good pizza, you know, where it's like not the frozen Pizza Hut crust that gets delivered to all the Pizza Huts. It's like they actually make their own dough and do all that stuff. And then I got an antipasta salad.
How does it taste, though?
Well, I don't know. I hate you. God. So now I have to just sit here and smell it and think about what I've done, which is probably what a lot of boys do anyway, but that's... That just is what it is, guys. We just got to roll with the punches. You just got to be okay with being okay with that.
If someone just walks by, we're like, okay.
It's not all created equal, is it? No, it really isn't.
No, hygiene is a necessity, people. Okay?
So, the Warfront contributions for Alliance side, I'm going to just put this little note here because Murky's going to be giving you some word on Warfronts to help dull the confusion, help you keep focused and explain, you know, those types of things. But in about, what, two days-ish?
So last I checked was like 2 hours ago. It was at 2 hours and 18 minutes. So after that timeline for the horde actually being able to queue into the... What the hell is that?
It's layered with meat and lettuce. It's an antipasta salad.
Okay. It's like a meat pie with lettuce?
Kind of.
Okay.
It's got salami, prosciutto.
After the counter goes down, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to do the contributions. And I hope we're ready.
We will talk more about that later.
But yeah.
Look at that fine transition. Guys, these guys are going to be pros. By the time we're done, I might not ever have to do show prep. These guys could just do it. But then, what would I be useful for, right? Like, what would anybody need me for?
We're just still monkeys in the machine.
I suppose probably the bad jokes.
Fly, monkeys, fly!
Oh my god. It does sound like a terrible decision. You're probably not right. It does sound like a terrible decision. Nobody should put men in charge. The only thing men should be in charge
down
of...
the patriarchy.
The only thing men should be in charge of is this country and war. And I know that some women are going to be very upset at me right now when I'm going to say this. And I don't typically talk about politics, but I do feel like women should never have the button. You should never have access to the button. Because when...
Pinky up.
When we are angry and when we are bitter...
I'm no quitter.
Like, can you imagine somebody getting broke up with or dumped and whatever, and then there's the button.
We're not talking to Poland anymore. He didn't text me back.
Yeah, there's this button just sitting on your desk, right? It's not a button. You have to make a phone call. But, like, guys, we should not have control to such things because it would be a terrible misuse of power, and I would 100%. I would have interns, too. And I don't know, like, I'm not saying Bill Clinton set an example for how you should be as a president, but I would like to be him. If I was
Sweden, you up?
But my interns would be a lot better looking than what he chose, just so we're clear. Because the only one that was good looking out of all of them was that Flowers broad, and even that was like maybe with the lights dimmed. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
I know it's savage. Hot fixes. Guys!
All the fixing.
All the class tuning! You want to know why you should pay attention to the class tuning? Or not pay attention to the class tuning. I was talking about this the other day. And Rem's going to think that I'm talking about him. And I might be. And I'm going to tell you why we think that. I have a theory. Class tuning, you should never be too scared. But you should always pay attention to the overall of the class tuning. And the reason I'm going to say that is because if you see meters that have been linked recently, you know how they do, what is that? It's like all the parses or whatever the fuck it is. And
Warcraft logs.
It gives, like we always see the screenshots. I shared it.
Are you talking about the logs or like simulations?
Whatever the shit they post on there with all the bars that shows who's the best of the very
best. That's like 5 different things. So
she's talking about simming meters.
Whatever. So all of a sudden this tweet surfaces, and this tweet is BM Hunters are the top of the game. Then you got all the rogues. Not just 2 of the rogues, all the rogues.
All the rogues.
Then all of a sudden Rem's like, oh, I'm going to play my Hunter. That's fucking weird, Rem, that all of a sudden you want to play your Hunter. Is it because it's the flavor of the month, Rem?
No, I mean, I play all my classes.
Well... Here's the thing about that. Well, then I thought, maybe I'm just being paranoid. Self, are you paranoid? So then I said, hey, Murky, isn't it kind of weird that he's been, like, all about his priest for, like, 2 expansions, and now all of a sudden he's on the Hunter train?
I didn't even know he had a Hunter until...
about?
Well, excuse me, I should have muted. He says that I didn't meet him when he was on his Hunter. He said he was on his Druid. I remember PvPing with his Hunter.
See, this is why... I feel bad because I play all these tunes and you're like, oh, he's the priest. That's all he plays.
But to be fair, like the priest,
I have more talent than one clip.
He's right. So he does alt. However, the timing. Right now, we're focused on one tune right now, right? Because we're about to hit raid, so like that's our central focus. You might have a second you're doing for whatever random reasons.
The reason is that my priest is hitting that wall where I need a group of people to do content. So I'm like, what am I going to focus on now? It's not just for raiding or mythic pushing or anything like that. It's what can I do on the side? Because also my hunter is herbalism and what was it? Inscription.
Look, so, he already had a response ready. It's like he knew I was going to Chris Hansen his ass on the show.
I'm not going to lie. The numbers enticed me to play my hunter because I was still deciding on what I wanted to play.
That's what I wanted to hear.
I wasn't going to be... That's not the only reason I still enjoy my hunter, regardless
I needed
of the
to use you as an example, so thank you for that.
Those numbers told me not to play a druid, though, so that's what I know.
But
it told me not to play a druid.
We all fall victim to it because I was looking at these and I see Demonology's at the very bottom of the ladder, and then Destro just barely above it, and then Affliction, there's a big gap in between. Then I recall the conversation where Ian was saying, you know, we talked about it last week about how, you know, he was saying no king rules forever. He's a fucking liar. I called him out on Twitter. I called him out in a hashtag Ian lied. I don't give a shit. Because you did lie. You lied because you don't want to piss off all the Affliction warlocks. God forbid we all be a little bit closer. Why can't we be like rogues? The rogues are literally one after another. Why can't we be like that?
Math is hard.
And math is hard. It's hard for people. But the mentality that the small part of Rem's brain when he saw the numbers and he liked his hunter already, there was already good things about his hunter.
The fuck you mean the small brain?
The small part of your brain. The small part. Small part. Not small brain.
I got big parts too.
So the part of his brain that saw those numbers, that was really what drove him over the edge to say the hunter's going to be what I choose. Because he sees that, it's easy, it's the flavor of the month. The reason I always say, please do not change up your entire life for the flavor of the month, because that's the equivalent of like buying a Russian bride on the internet. And then you get her, and like...
So I should cancel my order?
Then you don't want a Russian bride, you want a Persian bride. But the Russian bride was the flavor of the month because she was on sale.
Either way, you're rushing it, so...
I caught that one this time. Normally, I don't always catch your puns, but I caught that one. But, guys, don't always just swap to whatever the flavor is, because Blizzard will ruin your life in 2 seconds. The length of time it takes them to hit the fucking go button on that post that they're putting for hotfixes, like, your life is going to go from all the things are awesome to,
Your
wow.
days are numbered.
Pretty much.
Base platinum?
You know, there's classes that are consistently...
platinum.
There's classes and specs that are consistently amazing, where very little stuff goes on. There's sometimes big things, but it's DKs. Those are pretty well great out of the box, no matter what you do. Mm-hmm. And you don't really need a whole lot of brain power there, guys. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It just has a lot of stuff that lights up, and that lights stuff up. Like, that's my get down because I'm blonde, so...
That's why I play it.
You're light up. I'm going to click you. That's probably why I'm a really bad DK. Yeah, so...
Shiny.
What were we talking about?
Guys, we knew the tuning was going to happen anyway, because this always happens when Mythic opens on an even larger scale. Like, it isn't just because it's the beginning of the expansion. Every time a new tier comes out, everything gets tuned across the board. So, like, these are just things that we have come to expect.
There's hotfixes every day. There's probably one being done right now. So.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Oh, there's 5 being done right now. Just
yeah, see? Like...
So,
based out.
This recent round, they'll be making targeting adjustments based on how they're performing in a variety of content. When you say how they're performing in a variety of content, what content are you referring to?
Probably Europe.
Oh, yeah, guys, I want to say, I forgot to remind you, if you want to sub, it's September. So, you know, I'm going to change all the emotes for the sub tiers. I wanted to ask you guys what you want for being subs. Like, what are some things that you
tell me what you want
would think would be cool for us to provide you?
I wanna.
Rem had this great idea about selling, or not selling, excuse me, including certain things in our sub.
And if you do a tier 3 sub, you'll find out.
Tell me more, Belle.
But let me know what you guys, like, what are you interested in? What do you think would be cool? I don't know what all the cool kids are doing when it comes to their subs. Obviously, I can't throw a ton of, like, sub-only chat doesn't make sense because we're not important enough to really have a sub-only chat. So,
Wait. Someone's trying to guess our names. Miles, Casey, and Chad. It's the Chad.
My guess
the Chad is great.
The Chad is great, though. No.
The Chad.
It isn't. It is. The Chad is great. Oh, you gifted. Hey, thanks for gifting. I don't have the... Hold on. Guys, stop the show. I'm going to play the music, Rem, and then I think... Well, who did really bad last time? Guess who forgot to come over so that we could do the...
No one reminded me.
Everybody.
I cannot even remind myself to put on a fucking bra during the day, guys.
Okay, fine. The flock of seagulls.
Nobody wants to...
Okay, fine. This weekend, okay?
Okay, nobody wants to answer the door for UPS when they don't have a bra on. I did it anyway, though, because I don't have any shame. Okay, I'm going to play the document.
Compensation with food and beer.
Hold on, I got to put this...
For selling my dance moves and my body.
Okay. Hold on, I got to get it going.
You get a special donkey roll, Flo.
Okay, are you ready? Or do you need to be hearing the music?
What are you talking about?
Donkey roll, because
I gotta do one right now?
Yeah, we're
Jeez.
gonna stop the show and do it right now because everybody is important.
Oh my god.
Blow gifted Ace Platinum a sub, so we gotta do. Okay, are we ready? Okay, go.
Yeah. I don't know what it. What? That was A for effort, S's. Shut the hell up.
I should have done that one part right there where he says flap your arms like a bird, because that would have like that was probably that's on the list of the best donkey rolls. So Ace, are you new to us or have you been here? No, you're new? Well, if you're new, I apologize in advance. I didn't even do the intro for any of us.
I don't have an intro.
Wait.
I don't know.
You're the magical Murloc.
No, this week he is Murky the Tryhard.
Murky the Tryhard. So,
Because he's doing heroic.
welcome to being a Style Boy. You're in the Style Boys Club. So those of you listening, not live, send me an email. Don't slide into my DMs so much because that's kind of weird. But send me a communication in any way you know how to communicate with me. And tell me what things that you would like as a sub person.
Send a message in the bottle even.
A carrier pigeon. Like, we're not judging. It's whatever. Okay. So
Or sending out an SOS.
I just want to point out that I prefaced that whole thing about Beast Mastery because there was a small Beast Mastery nerf, but
Muy pequeño.
there's only 5% damage reduction. Restoration got a nice little... They got a nice little healing. It's only 3%, but I mean, 3% is free, so free is free. Don't say no to free. And then the rejuvenation mana cost was reduced from 11 to 10.5%. That isn't really a whole lot, but when it matters by literally the decimal of a percentage.
Yeah, when you're at 100 mana and all that, yeah.
Yeah, it really, every single decimal counts there. Fire mages got a buff all the way around for their damage increase by 6%. Flame strike damage was increased by 15%. I mean, it looks like, I don't know that Holy Paladins had a problem with underperforming with maybe some of their spells like the Holy Light and the Flash of Lightning Heal.
Well, they weren't prime of the crop at the moment. They're
Discipline
good.
smite damage reduced by 9%. Was it over?
It's barely noticeable.
Oh, okay.
It's noticeable, but not like to the point where it's like, oh my god, it's there.
For Shadow, your Shadow Word Pain and Vampiric Touch increased by 20%.
So keep in mind that only increases damage overall by like 3 or 5%.
Got it. Subtlety. So I talked about the rogues. So Outlaw and Subtlety got a slight reduction. 5% some of their random stuff. But this is what I meant by flavor.
Yes, I'm not leveling my rogue now.
Well, here's the thing, though, and I don't know if people pay attention, but although these are tiny nerfs, and we'll say, like, those of us that are Beastmaster Hunters, Rem, will say, well, that isn't really much of a nerf. It isn't, but what Blizzard does is they're very smart. They do these little teeny tiny things over time so that nobody notices that they're basically nerfing it to level it out. Yeah, pretty much. Like, they're basically...
Well, the problem with them, whenever they do these nerfs, is instead of bringing the bottom up to mid-range and then bringing the top to mid-range, they bring everyone to bottom range.
Yeah, Blizzard doesn't have any chill when it comes to that. And I don't know if it's because whoever does the U-Googleizer for the math and calculations, if they didn't pass math in college, I'm not really sure how that's done. I'm sure it's hard to balance.
So he's blushing.
I talk shit, but... Wow, are you giving people bedroom eyes? I'm going to need to charge them. Blow, I'm going to need to charge you for bedroom eyes.
That's a sub.
Because we'll talk about that next week because I haven't...
Premium content, the wink.
That was what I wanted, is what premium content, what could we provide?
The wink.
To the subs that would be beneficial, that people would... That maybe we need to think outside the box. Like, what's something nobody else is doing?
No one else is giving away Snapchats.
They're not giving away the Snapchats. They're selling them, like, or including them. Like, you get, buy my Snapchat and I'll give you a sub or something. I don't even know how that works.
That's a thing.
Guys, if I ever was like, in order to see my Snapchat, you have to sub, I want you to do me a favor if that ever happens. I want you to drive to my house. You don't even have to knock on my door. I want you to throw a brick through my front window, and I want you to set my fucking house on fire, because I don't deserve to live if I'm saying you could have access to my Snapchat if you sub. Guys, that hurts people's feelings. That's like paying someone to be their friend. Honestly. Which, by the way, Rem, I'm going to start giving you a discount on your monthly friendship fee.
Thank God.
Guys, you didn't actually think I had friends naturally, did you? No.
We're paid. We're paid professionals.
It's true. All of it. Warlocks.
Wait, you have it backwards. We pay.
So the summon dark glare damage reduced by 20% for affliction. I don't know what that means because I don't affliction. I don't know if it was.
I think that's a talent.
Demonology got a damage increase buff, and so did destruction. Well, here's the thing. I don't really feel like destruction's in a bad place with power. I feel like
the numbers seem kind of saying another thing on Monday.
Well, so the thing to understand. Wait, what? I didn't have bad numbers. Okay, the 3 fights I was not paying attention to because I was multitasking. Yes. So here's the thing. Guys, my numbers are always great until it's like right when it matters, and then I'm running into all the blood splashes and I can't get my fucking shit together to save my life. But I don't feel like destruction has a power problem. I feel like destruction has a stat problem. So there's lots of things that they've included to have haste procs, and there's a lot of traits that give you additional things and buff your chaos bolt and buff your incinerate and all that. But I feel like, I mean, it takes me forever to cast. Forever. Like, as it stands, my base...
And everybody else.
My base cast time for my chaos bolt is like 2.7 seconds. That's not a lot, but when you're in raid...
No, that's an eternity.
It Jesus literally Christ. Is like, I can't even fucking chaos bolt because the mechanics where you have to constantly move and safety dance, we can't compete with dots, instant cast. Like, we can't compete with that kind of stuff because we're bound by that movement. When they changed...
You have Conflag and Incinerate? God.
So Conflag has 2 uses, and then it's on a recharge. So yeah, it's great. And Incinerate, no, you have to be stationary in order to use it. We literally, Conflagrate is the only one that we can run and cast. That's it. 1. If you guys remember in Mists of Pandaria, we had Kill Jaden's Cunning, which was a talent, and you could have...
Which was stupid.
It was a great talent because it allowed mobility, but it also, it wasn't forever mobility. You only had a certain time frame to use that mobility. So, anyway, I'm off my...
a lot like the Fire Mage and why I just don't play it anymore.
Yeah, it just... You know, so when you're looking at numbers, or when you're one of those classes that it's the bottom of things, if you feel like you don't have a lot of power, that's one thing. But if you feel like you're relatively powerful, it could just be we're bound to stats. Right now, you cannot steal haste from anyone. I know, I tried to rob a bunch of people, and it seems like...
Everybody wants their gear.
Yeah, there's no haste anywhere to be found. It's all versatility. Literally. Every fucking piece I've gotten in Mythic Pluses.
I'm already versatile enough, okay?
Mythic Pluses, the Mythic Plus fucking chest, all of it has been versatility. The only time I get haste is from World Quest stuff. But you're bound by item level unless you're like praying.
I have tons of haste.
Who has tons of haste?
I do.
Well, good for you. Do you want a fucking cookie?
Have 2 items of versatility. Yeah, give me a fucking cookie.
Okay. You're a different class. You're a different person. I'm not getting that. So I'm not getting a ton of haste stuff. In fact, I walked in with like 21% haste, and as I've been upgrading the gear because of the item level, I'm down to like 15.
Sounds like you should just go affliction.
Yeah, no, I would rather... I would literally rather chew off my own forehead.
That's a lot of forehead.
But with that, guys, just know, as nerfs and buffs, we always say, don't panic, calm down, don't go to the forums and start running your mouth. Go test it, see if it's good. If it's bad, give feedback. If it's not, just deal with it. This is a part of our life. We're going to be dealing with it forever.
Yeah.
But real talk though, it's the first tier of a new expansion. I mean,
Right.
those stats are gonna grow crazy as item level increases, and it'll feel just like the way Legion ended again. So
It's true.
just give it some time. That's all it is.
And we're going to make it, guys. We're going to survive. To that end, I don't know if anybody who raided. We're rebuilding the raid team, which means we started from ground up. And there's only 12 of us right now because we need ranged and I need another healer, a capable healer, and some ranged. Well, yeah, that could be you. Although, in the guild Discord, I put the bacons are lit, and I meant to put the beacons are lit. Rem texted me this morning, and he's laughing like, haha, bacons are lit. I didn't get it. It wasn't clicking that I mistyped it.
And an hour ago, she's like, "Oh, I just got it." I'm like, Jesus Christ.
It just occurred to me that I mistyped it. Which, one could argue that I was hungry when I typed it, and I was thinking of bacon. Since I had a BLT yesterday. My husband made a BLT yesterday for me.
Wait, when did you offer? Because if you're doing the mage, bring it over.
Who's offering?
Mardor.
What did you offer?
Maro plays priest and
So yeah, we need capable ranged. When I say capable, please don't tell me you've never raided before and that you would like to raid on the progression team right now, because we have other options for you to teach you how to raid, not on progression. I mean, we do, we teach, we learn, but less training wheels, more self-starters.
hashtag self-starter.
Self-starters. We do need a couple ranged, and I need a capable healer because we're 3 healing that shit, and we just need one more. But only DM me if you're interested. I'm not going to pay for your server transfer, so the expectation there is not to say, hey, Belle, I would love to bring my 11 million tunes over there, and my tune has a lot of gold, so would you pay for a guild transfer to the server? And then I pay for the guild transfer to the server, and I go out of town one weekend, and this motherfucker takes all his tunes out of the guild and is raiding with a fucking Mythic guild on my server. He basically used me for a server transfer to raid with not my guild. I'm not going to call anybody out, Dwight, but that literally happened. That literally happened to me, guys.
Oh,
literally. If you know who Dwight is, then you now know that is what happened, and then tried to make me like I was crazy, telling me he told me he was going to do that. On what planet would I pay for a server transfer so you can Mythic raid with not my guild?
I think there was shade in there somewhere.
Oh, yeah, no, that was uncensored, fully uncensored, Bell.
There's like no sun and a cool breeze now. What's going on?
I just want everybody to know that when we throw shade, who the shade is to. But, I forgive, guys. I'll just never forget. Yeah, I won't pay for your server transfer. Rem might, though. He's a little nicer than I am. Would you pay for someone's server transfer if they want to raid with us?
Depends on the circumstances, the person.
Would you pay for my hunter?
No.
Ooh.
You already have tunes over here.
Yeah, so if you're interested, just DM me on Discord. It's, I'm not hiding anywhere. We'll make it happen. Anyway, moving on.
Unless your name is some Sithis.
Did anybody have the pleasure of raiding? And in the raid, Vectis, right? He's just so much fun. Now, the thing to understand about Vectis before I talk about this hotfix is prior to this hotfix, Vectis was overtuned if you were a less than 20-man raid. So if you're like me, when my strat leader said this is overtuned for less than 20, and I'm like, I don't know what that means, but I just did the appropriate response, like, oh, that sucks, because I didn't understand. I was multitasking also, so it didn't occur to me what he meant. I was thinking he said undertuned. That's not what he said. Well, if you have the pleasure of being a 12-man, you probably spent the better part of an hour banging your fucking head against the keyboard.
We actually got it almost down, so I mean, it must be pretty good.
The reason being is because of those stupid Omega vectors that you basically play hot potato with, but if you don't have enough people to play hot potato, some unsuspecting warlock is going to have 19 fucking stacks of that shit. But I want to point out, I handled that like a G, guys. I could handle, and I know how to self-heal, and I know how to keep myself alive except for one part. And that's when all the blood is squirting all over the place on the floor and lashing out, and I'm hitting every single one. Literally every single one. I'm not even missing them, guys. There isn't even a statistical accidental miss. I'm literally hitting every single one, and I'm trying my best not to. So that's the part I failed at. But they did fix it. It's they've tuned it a little bit, so for smaller raid numbers, it should the stacks actually last longer. So that's less swapping throughout the raid, so less stacks overall.
Better.
Right? Do I have that? Less stacks overall.
Yep.
Which, I mean, for the record, as a warlock, I could last 19 stacks just fine as long as I was on top of my heals.
That's 10 more stacks than I did.
I talented into my mortal coil, so I had an extra heal. I talented into my dark pack, so I could have an extra heal. Because warlocks, you should know that the demon skin is actually kind of useless in a lot of fights when you need a cooldown, because they've nerfed the demon skin to the ground so many times that it doesn't. I'm pretty sure it's just decoration at this point. But the dark pack is actually decoration. So, guys, that's my
like living over holiday
life in the fast lane there.
Life in fast lane.
So that's pretty much that stuff. Let's talk about. I'm going to give you quick news. Raid Finder Wing 1 will be out, or is out now. Raid Finder Wing 1 and Mythic, of course, we all know because of the Mythic race, and we're going to talk about that in a second. Guys, LFR is open. You know what this means? Go forth and be the LFR hero. Not that we want, but what we need. Go be that hero that we need. Now's your time to shine, all my heroes that are top DPS in LFR and are bragging about it on Twitter. Now's the time for you to get your bragging screenshots and be like, hurry up, I'm top damage in LFR. So's my mom, guys.
So based on what I read, it's the same damage overall, just spread out tomorrow. So yeah. Sorry.
What's the same damage?
They're still talking about Vectis.
So
Victor.
It is the same damage, but because the length of time each person has it, it lessens the amount of times you have to pass it, which you can handle. No, he was
asking if each tick was the same, so I was saying each tick is the same overall.
Damage? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
It just means you have it longer, which you can handle the damage as you have it if you've...
Only have one.
Right, and you don't have a million, then you could totally handle it.
Yeah, totally.
So the Mythic World First race, it's a big deal. Methods being super extra with all their good things that they've got. They've, MSI is the sponsor for them now, and I don't sponsor them because they ain't paying me shit, but, I mean, MSI, not Method. Red Bull, I would never be sponsored by Red Bull ever because it's the worst tasting of all of the energy drinks.
Better than Rockstar.
Well, Rockstar's an acquired taste, so... You like beer you have to chew before you swallow.
None of the beer I drink is chewed before you swallow it.
It looks like some of your beer needs to be chewed before. No. Otherwise, you might choke.
It's smooth. It's the smoothest thing in the world, okay?
That's gross.
You guys are haters. Anyways, Mythic race.
Mythic race.
Extra. Red Bull. No bueno, apparently.
I don't really care what anybody's at for this Mythic race. I'm going to tell you why. Because somebody sent me a DM on Twitter and they were like, "Oh, your Method boys, they're not getting world first any of the bosses."
They were a day late.
No, it all opens at the same time now.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't?
Nope.
That was just for the expansion launch?
Yeah.
I thought it was forever, that it was going to be forever. Okay. Well, that makes it even worse. That really makes it even worse. I thought for some reason it was forever. Yeah, all the EU.
No, that's how it is every progression. US gets like the first 4 or the first 3 world first.
Once the big progression boss starts to hit.
And then the EU comes up and it's like, oh, we're at the same level now.
The EU, once the EU hits, but I want to point something out, that EU goes from 0 to 4 in a span of like 12 hours.
Yeah, no, they do in half the time.
Like, these guys are on a whole other level. And to be fair, I don't really care about any of the other bosses. I care who finishes the very final boss. That's what matters to me. Because, yeah, every guild's different. Every setup is different. Every comp is different. Some might be stuck on boss number 5. Some might be
Or
stuck
which
on
is
boss
better,
number 6.
finishing it quick or making it last?
It depends on if we're tired or not. Honestly, I'm answering that from a real life perspective. If we're tired and it's been a long day,
If it's tiring at that point, just end it.
let's get it over with because I just want to go to sleep. I'm speaking for the
Are we
proverbial.
talking about rating?
Yeah, we as the Raiders, we just want to go to
yes.
bed.
We're done.
But if we're not tired and we have energy, then definitely low and
Road
slow,
quest.
just like pork, low and slow. That was bad.
That was a sexual innuendo.
I promise I'm gonna do my soundboard one of these days. Oh, guys, we already got the sweat happening in the back. Hold on, I gotta adjust
Get
myself.
your fan.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Hold on. I don't even have to be drunk today. Oh shit, I dropped it. Anyway, guys, we're professional. We're quality production. While I cool myself off.
Quality?
So, Big Dumb Guild and Limit. I'm going to talk about them for a second. Now, I've thrown a little bit of shade at Limit over the time. I am friends with a few of the Limit Raiders. They've had
people.
No, that was not a name drop. If I was going to name drop, it wouldn't be Limit members. No offense, Limit. But those are not the people that you name drop. Nothing is fun about that. But they're not all terrible people. There's just been a lot of cheating that happens across some of these, whatever. And I know that we're supposed to forgive and forget, but I don't ever forget. I will remember the one thing you did for the rest of your life. And
when they did the bug or the bug.
Yeah, well, it wasn't. It wasn't their fault.
Well, it was their fault. They took advantage of it.
Is what it is. But they do have very capable people, and let's not forget that we got Trill from Limit, and Trill is just like Mighty Mouse. Like, this kid came out swinging, and has shown people he is the man when it comes to PvP. But
the boy man, yeah.
I'm going to be... Anybody have predictions for World First completion? Now, don't just say Method because that's the easy answer, but I obviously am going to say Method, not because it's Method, but because Method has a lot on the line. They have... With more power comes more problems. It isn't even necessarily responsibility. More money, more problems, though. So they really have to perform here. No? You guys don't have a pick for World First?
No, I believe it's going to be Method, and that's boring. But you know what? Rem here actually notified me, but my boys back from Illidan, Blood Legion, they're actually raiding and attempting.
Yeah, they're actually number 7. This is the first time they've done it since, Miss?
Yeah, they died a long time. Well, not a long time ago, but 2 expansions. They broke up.
Riggy is leading it.
Oh. Well, that really kills me.
So my pick, the obvious one would be Method, but I think it'll be close between Limit and Method. Just based on prep time and how serious they take it.
I think it makes good TV if Method doesn't take it, right? I think that makes good TV, but...
Well, it causes upstarts and all that, yeah.
Yeah. And I think if the expectation every year is that it's going to be Method, I don't know that it's a bad thing necessarily.
Well, that's like every football season is like, oh, the Patriots might win. Okay. And then it's nice when they don't win.
It's a good possibility throughout the year of, finding that one guild that's going to beat, the guy on top, right? It's like boxing. Eventually, they're not going to be the undefeated champ, right? They usually retire before then because they're bitches, but whatever. Nobody retires late in the game. They retire right before they're about to peak, so that they always retire on top. I don't know if that's true, but I do, and I respect a lot of these guilds because it's. I don't have time for that kind of rage.
Everybody's putting in a lot of work. It's just amazing. Have you actually watched some of these Mythic raids at the moment? Have you caught any action at all?
Me?
Yeah.
I've listened because I have the audio, but...
Well, it's been kind of boring since the Fetid Devour is now the wall that everybody's fighting against. I don't know if they've beaten it at the time of this recording.
But I also have eyes...
They have not.
I have eyes privy to back-end stuff, so since I started with them, I got to see, the actual, shit's real. These guys are... Scott's probably wearing a fucking diaper half the time, I would, honestly, because it's hard wiping.
I'm really hoping they don't nerf this fight, because that'd be a lot of wasted time on just one little thing.
I think the only time that really happened that I can recall is, and this was even all the top guilds were making a call out for Archmon, wasn't it?
I believe like first base Kill Jaden or something was pretty bad too.
Oh, it might have been Kill Jaden.
Yeah.
And it was like
Jaden, they're on there for like 2 days or 3 days.
And it wasn't like it was hard or difficult that they had to overcome it. Like it was something was broken.
Mathematically impossible.
Yeah, mathematically impossible. And that's really important.
I don't remember what exactly he said, but I remember Scott did like a little video of it, and he has this little graph, and he's like, "Fuck this! It's mathematically impossible."
He's hysterical. I can't even. Oh, he did the whiteboard in his. He did the
it was,
whiteboard in his
the
office.
difficulty level. He's like, "This is," and then this is Kill Jaden.
He was trying to explain to Jari why because she was like, "You still haven't killed this boss." Like she, she didn't.
Throwing shade, yeah.
Yeah, she's like, "You still haven't killed this boss? That's embarrassing." And he's like, "Okay."
The degree of difficulty.
Right. And the last item on the quick news, then I'm going to hand it over to Rem. So the BlizzCon virtual ticket, get it, guys. It's save for it. Save $5 out of your paycheck from now until BlizzCon. It's not a whole lot of expense. You get, the digital goodies are my favorite. I don't care about anything else if I wasn't going to BlizzCon. And even though I'm going to BlizzCon, the digital goodies are still my favorite element of that. But being able to watch on demand after, because you don't have to watch every single thing live. You just get to go. And you get to kind of be a part of it from home. So
it's literally impossible to see everything at BlizzCon. So
it's physically impossible. Yes.
I learned that my
last
first
BlizzCon, I was even watching some stuff on my phone while I was in line for other stuff because there's just too much stuff to watch the stuff.
One Saturday morning, I watched the first half of the arena tourney. A little bit hungover in bed, hair sticking straight up, not able to move. And somebody messaged and was like, "Hey, are you gonna come watch this?" Nope, I'm gonna just watch the finals because this was not last year, but the year before. I'm like, I'm dead, so I'm just gonna lay here and watch my phone. And I'm just gonna root for the Method fam from my phone, and I'm just gonna tweet obnoxiously because that's what I do usually during my PvP stuff, although I've been slacking lately. So just get it. It's $50. You get all the cool stuff. It's, it's something else to spend your money on besides hookers and blow, which isn't a bad way to spend your money, guys. I'm not judging you.
Tell me where you're getting
tacos.
$50. Jesus.
Well, we'll talk about that when we get further into our project, because guys, I've been working on a project because we are going to be starting a brothel in Borealis. People think I'm bullshitting. Well, I'm not bullshitting. We are starting a brothel in Borealis, and I don't want to say what it's called. I'm going to wait for the first advertisement because I am working on a machinima. We're going ham. We're going. I don't want to borrow from somebody else's, catchphrase. So I'm going to need to start inventing my own. I guess I could start saying we're going to go big vagina. Yeah, we're going to jam out with our clam out. We're going to go big vagina. I don't know what else to say in this moment except we're just going to go big.
You won't get grilled cheese here.
God damn it. We're going to go big. We're going to go ham. How about that? We're just going to go ham. So let's talk about this goodie bag. Now, guys, I want to preface this by saying we're not going to cover this for very long. And I want to tell you that before we complain, because I'm going to complain. I'm sure we're all going to complain. The thing to understand is several things. One, we're not complaining because we're ungrateful, and neither are the people on the internet. It's okay. People have certain expectations because Blizzard gives those expectations throughout the years. As costs increase, as things start to become more expensive for Blizzard to be able to put on this event, I understand that they might go cheap. Maybe they have a new person who's in charge of that. I'm not really sure. The goodie bags have gotten steadily worse over the years. There's always been that one item, though, that's made it great until this year, in my opinion. But we'll talk about that. So for the goodie bag. Now, the goodie bags are going to work the same way as they worked last time in the sense of if you get the virtual ticket, you get a discount on the goodie bag. If you want to, they'll always have a limited number of goodie bags until they run out. It is what it is. Pre-purchase, $55 for that. And then if you have the virtual ticket, it's $45.
Wait, it's still the same price for the goodie bag?
What do you mean? Yeah, so...
Wow.
Another thing I want to preface. For the goodie bag, for those that are paying for it physically with your monies, Unless you are a serious collector or you like the other items in there. This is a World of Warcraft podcast, so I can't imagine those of you listening are interested in all of the manner of those other bullshit items that are in there. Maybe you are, and that's okay. I'm not going to judge you. But
Judge you.
if you are a ticket holder, you are a real life ticket holder, and you like me look forward to the goodie bag, there's two things to remember. One, that goodie bag is something that Blizzard does for us. We have that expectation because we're used to it. So it's something that Blizzard has established in that expectation. In that expectation, though, it is important for us to remember that it isn't something they have to provide. It's something that they do. And yes, it sucks, but free is free. So there's that.
That's really it.
But then again, on the other side of that coin, if it's free and not useful to me...
Well, it's not really free because it's added into the ticket price and all that.
I don't know how that's physically possible for them to run that entire convention center with all of the staff.
Well, the amount of stuff they buy in bulk or make in bulk, they probably get a really good price on all the products that they get, but...
Yeah, that shit's probably like $1 for 11 million of one item.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just thinking.
But I mean, personally, I like the keychain. I'll use it, but I'm not like all...
I have an Overwatch bottle opener that I think I gave to you. Did I give that to you?
Huh?
Didn't I give you the Overwatch keychain bottle opener thing? I had an extra one.
No.
And that's a good example, Rem. Can you show that? That was 2016's BlizzCon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's Stein. Everything was worth it in the box.
Stein alone, I would have bought
alone
like 5 of them.
was totally worth it. Like, I was in. The backpack, in. Like, the backpack was great because...
Yeah, I have it in my closet.
Blizzard is smart. Blizzard said, let's get a thing that every year we could continuously make money off of. So can our vendors in selling patches and trading patches, making patches the new pins and all of that stuff.
Wait, on that note, I went to go buy patches because I was like, oh, they'll have plenty because it's not that popular. They were sold out on the first day. So, yeah.
Oh, at BlizzCon?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We have patches coming. They'll be here next week. They were supposed to be here. They were supposed to be here this week. We do. I didn't get a ton of extra because we're on a budget and patches are expensive, but it might be in the works for future stuff. Anyway. Okay, let's talk about what's in the goodie bag. Heroes of the Storm, Raven, Lord, or let me try that again.
Words are hard.
Words are hard. Raven, Lord, Crest, Magnet. Okay.
That's anticlimactic.
Ooh.
You know.
Spoopy.
Diablo vinyl figure. Again.
I mean, that one's cool.
But is it not the same version, except different, of ones that you already get from the Cute But Deadlies and the miniature figurines and all that other stuff? I feel like they just...
Like the
how are you going to reskin in real life?
I mean, that's like the classic Diablo, though, like Marky just said, so...
Mm-hmm.
Well...
I mean, I'm going to put that shit out on a shelf.
Yeah, I'm going to put it out in the sun so it melts. I'm going to put it out, too.
Oh.
Put it in my computer here.
I'll take yours, too, then. Jesus.
I'm just kidding. I kept everything, that, even if it isn't stuff I play. I give the Overwatch stuff to my husband, but I keep the rest of it. It's on my my wall of nerd. Then you have... What happened here? I lost my list. The StarCraft 20th anniversary pin, which is pretty cool because a lot of people play StarCraft, and I think commemorating that on a pin is nice.
That's a pin.
Well, what did you want it to be? An ass tattoo?
I would have taken like another minifigure or something, but like the pin, you can't just really put it on a shelf and display. It lays on its face and gets covered in dust, and you forget it exists.
Well, I have all my pins displayed up, right?
Yeah, I guess.
They have those fancy...
I'm not a big pin collector, though, so...
They have those fancy pin things that you hang it on so you can... Well, I'm not a pin collector. It's like coin collecting to me.
You are now.
And it is, like you said, it's additional shit I have to dust when I'm cleaning my house, and I'm not. I already have OCD enough.
What's dusting?
It's the thing that my kids are supposed to do when they're doing their chores, and they don't. They tell me they do, but they don't.
They probably do. They just half-ass it. But
it's true. Then for World of Warcraft, it's a faction keychain. So one side it's Horde, one side it's Alliance.
On the same keychain, because...
I mean, to be fair, everybody was talking about it on Twitter, like, how dare they? Can I remind you? of Exhibit A.
The best item ever.
I use this every day. So it doesn't bother me that there's one side and the other. It doesn't bother me. If I have something that's super, like, you know how the extra condensation from, like, whatever, if the cup is different, some cups have more or less sweat. I'll put it on the Alliance side when there's a lot, or the Horde side when there's a lot, so that the Horde side is all, like...
drowning.
You're so dumb.
But this was, like...
Sadistic
this probably cost them 6 cents to make. Because it's PVC. Well, rubberized PVC, something, I don't know. But it's the greatest thing in the world because I get to show my faction stuff. It's right here, and it's a fucking coaster. So
yeah, King's Honor, friend.
Yeah, well, I forgot that's what it says. So the keychain's pretty cool. I'll take it because keychains, I love keychains. My car keys is like this big with all this stuff. My husband hates it. He gets so mad. He's like, I hate your keychain.
Yeah, you have a purse. We have pockets. Jesus.
I know. So whenever, like, he has his own because his literally has just the car key and the mail key and the house key. That's it. He is very minimalist. I like all the things. Okay.
I wear a lanyard now that I carry my keys on. I'm lazy.
And I'm efficient. I have a bottle opener on my key.
Hell yeah.
Do you have a carabiner?
Yeah, it's a carabiner with a bottle opener.
You're so cliche.
Called efficiency.
You're so cliche.
Efficient.
An Overwatch challenge coin. Okay.
It's like the other year when we got that piece of plastic Overwatch logo
no,
coin.
It's metal, so I mean.
Well, this one's metal, but it's a magnet, isn't it?
No, the magnet is
the
Here's the Storm one.
The only thing that I truly liked outside of the Warcraft stuff, the Warcraft one item, is the Hearthstone magnets, and I don't even play a fair amount of Hearthstone, but it's, you know, it's phrases that.
Oh yeah, the little ones you can.
Yeah, it's, you know, greetings.
I'll put it on my fridge.
Well played. Like, it's cool because it's stuff that we would all recognize. The oops I'm going to put somewhere for my husband so I could just be like, oops. But yeah, that's the only thing that I thought was pretty cool. And the centerpiece here, a BlizzCon book, Celebration of Our Community. Thank you so much for wasting all that paper, killing all those trees to print a book to commemorate a celebration of the community that I don't need.
I took my own photos. I have my own memories.
I have a whole hard drive of memories.
How often do we go back and look at them?
Oh, I do it all the time. Honestly, I do.
I do too, but that's because I'm rookie.
But I think the sentiment is nice. I think that's awesome, and I think that's great.
That's why Darnassus is burnt, so they can make all those books.
Oh, it's too soon. Ouch.
Oh, damn, son.
So, what do you feel? I want to ask both of you, because I just went through puberty. What do you guys feel they could improve here?
The emphasis has always been on the one big ticket item, and that's what we're used to. And like you said, it's not an obligation. They do it for us, but really, I wish they melted all that plastic back and made like a figure. I don't know. Just
like a Barbie or
like random figures, characters from different random games, and people could trade them.
Well, for me, it's not even about the quality or the quantity. It's more about the uniqueness. Like a keychain, I could buy 7 different keychains from Jinx or from the Blizzard website.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if they could just make it unique, or like a coaster, I mean, that's not really unique, but the way they did it and it's just, I don't know how to words. Like the Stein, that was unique and had good quality as well.
I really liked it.
They can't do that kind of stuff every year because it's costly on that note, but
you know what I really did like?
Uniqueness.
Remember the Reinhardt hammer, the inflatable one?
Yeah, I got that in the closet.
Can I tell you what a fucking stellar mother I was that year? Because somebody, I don't remember who, somebody gave me theirs so that, because I have 2 boys, right? God forbid you bring one for one boy and not the other, and then you're looking at a fucking Macaulay Culkin good son scenario, right? Like,
Yeah, I lost all those thunder sticks I was gonna give them though.
you lost the thunder? Weird.
You know those tubes you slap together and make a really loud noise? I was gonna give them
yeah. I would
them.
probably punched you in the face for bringing that. Thanks. Yeah, I was the mom of the year because it was the best thing ever. You would have thought that I was winning the lottery giving them that.
Quality production.
I'm prepping for your segment so that I could eat.
Well, I've
And
been waiting. You keep on talking.
You know, I have my salad bowl. I have a special bowl it's bigger than normal. It's like a Kardashian bowl.
It's like a mixing bowl. Yeah.
Well, you know how like the Kardashians, them broads are always eating them big old things of salads like bigger than their face.
I
no.
mean, it's just as big as their butts.
Well, it could be, but I have a bowl that's my my bowl. It's literally my bowl. It's seasoned with all manner of different colors because I use it.
Tupperware.
Yeah, it's literally just Tupperware, but it's big enough to where I could mix my.
Just use a mixing bowl.
But that's what it is. It's to mix my salad dressing so all the
Tupperware.
stuff doesn't.
We're not winning this one. So
Sorry, I'm an uncultured swine, guys. My bad. Okay. Guys, get your goodie bags. Go buy them. Go buy them and support.
Or
Teldrassil.
don't. They'll be sold on the Blizzard store later anyway.
Support Teldrassil. I didn't see any mention of the in-game digital stuff. No mention yet, right?
No Murlocs again.
No, so far they released the Overwatch legendary skin, but apparently they wrote that you can even get that without having the BlizzCon pass or digital.
So it isn't the BlizzCon digital goodie then.
They're selling it as the BlizzCon.
So they're giving us a little ticket that says you're special in a line with everybody else.
Participation trophy. Got it.
It's funny.
That you can unlock without going to BlizzCon, apparently.
What you mean, again, I'm okay with, but be upfront about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't tell me I'm special and then tell me I'm not, because it'll hurt my feelings. Just kidding.
We'll talk about this line at the very bottom, Rem. I want to look into that before I talk.
Okay,
about
no, I just added there's...
But it's good that you put it in there because that way I could research it this
Forget about it,
week. Yeah. No, I would never forget about it. So, guys, we want to be better humans when it comes to story, right? We want to know lore. I'm actually rereading all 3 of the Chronicles right now.
Doesn't that put the story out of line?
Well, it's because I needed a lot of the backstory, which is what matters to me. Because, like, I'm getting the
if you're
current
reading it 3-1-2...
Well, she says she's reading all 3 at once. Does she read
No, I
chapter
said
one, chapter 1, chapter 1? I'd be confused as shit.
I'm rereading them because... God
Wait,
damn it.
Deathwing is the king of Stormwind?
I'm rereading them because I feel like in my hurry, I might have not absorbed as much as I would have liked. Normally I read in the tub, but the books are ginormous and I'm terrified of dropping them in the water, so.
Maybe you should laminate every page.
I was thinking about getting one of them. You know how, like, you always see, like, the rich, bougie white chicks? They got them things in their tub.
Like
The
the
table that
wooden
goes
board?
across.
Yeah.
Just get a
Yeah.
piece of plywood and throw it
And they
on
got their
top of the
wine,
back.
and they got, like, chocolates and, like, a back scrubber and, like, some other shit that normal people don't really have in their house.
And it's got that hole where you can, like, reach the power cable for your phone.
Yeah, good
Not that I have
people,
one.
good normal, good old-fashioned white trash Americans. We put our little power bank right on the corner at the top of where our thing is, and we plug it in, and we just pray to God that it doesn't slip and fall into the water.
Or
And
you don't use your phone in a tub.
oh, I do all the time. My phone and my iPad. I don't have any shame there. I've never dropped it in the water ever, and God knows that's going to happen now that I said it.
Knock on wood, shit.
I don't drink from a wine glass in any part of life unless I'm, forced to because the restaurant's telling me that it's inappropriate to bring my own mason jar. But, like, I'm not really...
You don't drink out of the box, too?
No, I don't. Wine in a box, even I won't stoop to that level. Like,
At least I'm
even
safe
that's
from
too...
wine.
Well, darn.
Spend the extra $2 and get it in a bottle, guys. The wine in the box isn't... It was a cute concept, especially the little boxes, because I was like, ooh, look, juice boxes for adults. It just tastes like feet and dried toast. Okay, so
What's wrong with
story.
Dried toast. Nice save. Story.
Dungeon. Horde. Atal'Dazar?
He is very tall, yeah.
It's the weirdest sounding dungeon ever in the history of ever. So...
Not weirder than Underrot. Reminds me too much of Schmegma.
That's true. Well, I mean, Underrot could be a variation of Crotch Rot, I suppose.
That's true, yeah.
So, tell me about this dungeon.
So, Atal'Dazar is essentially a temple or a crypt for the first king, Dazar. Atal'Dazar is technically a two-wing dungeon, technically speaking. They're not connected, but Atal'Dazar and King's Rest is essentially the same.
Dazar is a king?
Yeah, Dazar was the first king of Zandalar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so...
I'm not trolling you, I really didn't know. I know you were waiting for me to like, gotcha bitch, but that was not a troll. Anyway, go ahead.
So basically the backstory behind Atal'Dazar is Zandalar and the trolls in general are ancient, literally. They are the oldest tribe on Azeroth. They are the oldest and the only people that are actually indigenous to Azeroth on that matter. And so before the Zandalari Empire was even a thing, they were in the jungles of Nazmir, where actually, I can't remember the name of the city, but wherever Uldir is where the first city was when they were living amongst other tribes and all that. And so Dazar led them out of the muck and up into the mountain ranges where Zandalar is at the moment. And he was like the greatest champion of the Zandalari people. He led them to greatness. He was like the Montezuma of, because there's tie-ins with the Aztecs and the trolls. But when he died, they made a temple for him called Atal'Dazar. And it's pretty much like the City of Gold. You have many different tribes that paid homage to him because he brought everything together. The main thing is Yasma is the main culprit in the dungeon. She leads Zankuli Council. I call him the Zucchini Council because it's too similar.
And because tortillas, so we got a food expansion. Oh my god, if my daughter does not stop texting me, I'm going to lose it. Go ahead, sorry.
But so Yasma was part of the Zankuli Council. They are supposed to be the trusted advisors to King Rastakhan, but all three of them were working against him. Zul, Jia Karet, whatever his name is, and Yasma. Yasma consumed a spider loa called Shadra, giving her more power and actually changing her into a spider pretty similar to the spiders down in, what's its nuts?
Suramar Sewers.
Suramar Sewers, yeah. So, no, not good, not good. So she's holding us off to help Zul raise Dazar because he wants to utilize him against the campaign against us because Zul is bad. He's always been bad. I don't even know why he was still an advisor for Rastakhan because the whole Mogu'shan Vaults, the whole thing with the Zendalari Empire helping out the Mogu was Zul. So, yeah. So one of her minions is called the Volkal. He's kind of just like a miscellaneous guy thrown in the dungeon, but I kind of feel empathetic with him because imagine that you are blindly following someone because they're powerful. You die, they raise you, rebuild you, all corrupted like, and you're forced into service in undeath forever. That just sucks.
Sad. I didn't know that.
It's like being able to fight for Senpai and Senpai betraying you.
That does hurt my feelings to a certain degree.
Yeah, he's not innocent, but I still feel bad for him.
Yeah. So the Loa, there's a Loa for everything.
Yes and no. Loa is wild gods. It's just their term for Loa. Loas are just powerful entities. They usually are either a spirit form or they usually are in the form of an animal. But yeah, depending on the power they have is usually what they differentiate between the Loas. Like Bronze Somdi is the Loa of death, but which is interesting is he has the body of a troll. And sometimes trolls, if they're significant in their lifetime, they become Loa when they die. Like it's kind of like when a
like Vol'jin,
house,
right? Isn't Vol'jin Loa?
No,
He isn't?
Not that we're aware of yet. I'm on the impression that he might be, just because he was very influential with being a Shadow Hunter and was Bronze Zombie's chosen champion.
And that would be a way to introduce his character back in without bringing him to life like they do in...
yeah, he could be like the spirit side. But Loas, if you are... there's only like 2 trolls-looking Loas, and it's kind of like when a house is haunted. Spirits are still tied to this world, and that's kind of like what happens with Bronze Zombie. And I can't remember the troll's name. He's a Loa of something. But you're significant enough to hold power. You okay?
There's Ranch on the camera. Quality production, boys.
But there are there's good, there's bad, there's neutral, there's all ranges of chaotic neutral, chaotic good types of Loa. Like Hakar, he is chaotic neutral. He's not necessarily bad, but he's not good.
What if you are good, but you have a real wicked streak, and you laugh at old ladies when they fall on the ground? What Loa would I be?
Chaotic evil, just because you're evil.
Oh.
In between neutral and evil, kind of thing.
Now, do all different troll types have different Loa, like...
Yeah, so I don't know if it's specifically locked to region, but like for instance, the Dark Spears didn't even know about Razan, because they've been so far away from the Zandalari for so long that it's pretty. They worship Bonsomdi, and I can't remember the other Loas, but it differentiates between different tribes.
Okay. So there's never a scenario where I could be considered like a good Loa if I'm a good person, but I just occasionally have a really wicked
so like
streak.
Bronzombi is not a good Loa, but he's not a bad Loa.
I'm not Squirrel. I'm trying to figure out how I can eat while he's doing his stuff without eating on the camera, because you guys know I have a pet peeve about people eating on stream, show, whatever.
Soul, whatever, just eat. So,
I can't do it. I physically can't do it. I'm looking around trying to figure out how to...
Rob Zombie's a Loa.
Is he?
I would worship that guy. God. So Razan, he was the Loa of Kings. He's dead. He was a wild god of immense power. He was actually able to hold off Bronzomdi for a little bit. I didn't do the whole storyline with the Horde, but I do know that Rastakhan at one point was weakened, and Bronzomdi was coming for his soul, and Razan is able to hold him off at bay until I think the Horde or some other champions were able to help him out. Don't quote me. I haven't done the Horde yet. But in the dungeon, he is a husk of what his former greatness was. He was beaten and his soul was removed, and he is now just a puppet for Razma and Zul. And we put him down without mercy.
Well, I mean, if you're doing things, they should generally be without mercy, right?
Yeah, totally.
I think. Question mark.
Yeah.
I'm like, the Loa thing is always fascinating. And when we did the quest in beta, that was like one of my favorite like little quests when we...
And like Malorn and Goldrin, technically they're Loas, but they're wild gods, so it's just what each types of people perceive them.
Guys, I wanted to give you some immediate feedback on this antipasta salad. I got to have
We haven't eaten it yet.
I only had one bite, secretly. Nobody noticed. It was delicious. Rem, we're going to want to go there this weekend because you'll like it.
Okay.
Anyway.
But the last person in Atal'Dazar is Priestess Alonza. She is not good or bad. She is more fanatically... What's the word? She is just a fanatic. She is thinking
Doesn't that make you bad? If your fanatic makes you maniacal?
Okay, yes. Like if you're a Scarlet Crusade, intentions were good. The plan was not. You turn into fanatics.
I don't know that where the heart is matters in some instances. Like if I get Murky something that he hated, but my heart was in the right place, that's we could be okay with that. But I think if you're killing people,
this way, you love your kids so much, you don't let them do anything.
Oh, I stand by that statement 100%. That's why
fanatic.
That's why both of my daughters are not pregnant. I mean, the oldest is a moron, but I mean, she isn't a pregnant moron, so.
But yeah, she's she's a fanatic, a zealot, whatever you want to call her. There's not much of a difference when you could think of it that way.
White supremacist, got it.
Kind of. If you're not a troll and you don't worship Dazar, then she will melt you down like the gold. And yeah,
that's terrible. That is terrible.
Yeah, she's a corruption remover in her own eyes.
So she sees herself as the cleansing of the world, kind of like Thanos.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I can kind of respect that. I think there's a point where you really want to do the right thing, and that there is no line, I think, after a certain period of time, especially with the things that we fight in...
You either die a hero, live long enough to become the villain.
That's true. And I don't know, I think it's one of those things where...
You're getting close. You're getting close, Belle.
I think it's like, am I gonna die? Am I gonna be a villain soon?
No, I mean like you're turning into a villain, maybe. I don't know yet.
Well, that's been a thing. I keep hoping I'm gonna, like, cocoon butterfly into, like, not a mean person, but it just... Here it is.
Fanatic.
Fanatic. I like the word fanatic, but I think they really feel like they're doing, you know, the work of their people.
Service for the world, yeah.
And I'm sure the line gets jumbled. It has to get jumbled. Look at all the things we've dealt with just, you know, in our time as heroes and going through the story for the last, you know, what is it? Are we at 11, 12 years now? Like...
Oh, past that.
Well, for me, really. But that would even make me question what,
well, I mean,
you know.
Everything has, like, for instance, Arthas's whole storyline. Like, he, in his mind, was doing the good for his people by purging Statham. So, I mean...
I gotta just remind you of history. Sometimes they think they're really right.
Garrosh, his intentions was good for the orcs.
I don't know that it was, though, because...
for the orcs it was.
But I asked you this question because of the whole Yasarj, like, whispers. I don't know that he even thought that that's what he was doing. Maybe...
No, so in his heart, his will was for the orcs, but his mind's twisted, so it's not like, you know... It's still good for the good of the orcs, but it's over the top.
Because we were getting whispers in the raid, and I was like creeped out. I get creeped out. That boss that whispers, Vectis. Is it Vectis?
That's because he has he's built from the god from the blood of I don't know if it's Cahoon or Goon, because I've heard both in the game, so I don't know.
Well, it hurts my feelings because he was saying all kinds of things to me, and I was just like, this guy doesn't even know me.
You must have loved Elganoth then. He's whispering you the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but his whispers were
nothings.
I mean, at least his whispers gave me some hope. Like, it's all despair with everything that I was getting whispered. I was just like, okay, well.
3 lies.
Well, that's what I love about old god fights or fights with the void, like, because the whispers are like either A, sweet nothings, or B, they actually have some information in it.
I like
and
sweet
it's a nice
nothings.
effect.
I like sweet nothings. You know? Mm-hmm. Nothings of sweet. I thought I had another question, but it might have been a lie.
Game and gone.
I was supposed to do this dungeon because there was a world quest, and the next day I popped on to do it, and it was gone, and I was devastated because the reward was, like, awesome. So don't be like me and...
Don't delay. Queue today.
Don't want no scrubs.
Don't delay, queue today. That was very clever. I like it.
That was so dumb.
That was gay.
Speaking of not delaying, Warfronts, guys.
Oh boy.
That's the biggest delay NA.
It is a lot of things to get through.
It is well, no, I can't say really a shit show, but there was a lot of confusion about this Warfront stuff. So today we're going to get into that. Warfronts, the Horde's battle for Stormguard Keep. Now, a lot of us listening in right now are Alliance players, so when we logged in Tuesday, we had no idea what the hell was going on.
Oh, people are going to take offense to that.
Oh, it's okay.
You're not crafty.
Yeah, you're not hiding. So, Warfronts, like I said, obviously we logged in Tuesday, and we went to Arathi, killed some rares, did some quests, and got some 370 PvP gear. I know, it's really distracting watching her.
Right? More distracting you're eating like a regular person.
Lore-wise, why the Horde pushing the Storm Keep? Well, it's Battle for Azeroth, and King Danath Trollbane has come back, and he has been insulting each rig. So the Horde has been
Whoa.
spending this time gathering resources to go to war.
That's
to
rude.
take back the Stromguard. Why you should do this content is pretty much basically story progression throughout this expansion, and there's always gear. There's gear updates, 340 PvP gear, very easy to do. Not really a lot of work, but it's PvP gear, so take that with a grain of salt. It's all pre-rolled stats and not as great as Mythic farming. Also, you get the PvP world boss out there when you're in control of the zone. Now, we as Alliance players have not seen this. No.
Horde players haven't seen it.
Yeah, so Horde players haven't seen it yet because we on the zone, we had the world boss out there. I apologize. We as Alliance have seen the tonk out there.
It's a big tonk.
Yeah, it was a big tonk. So during the lockout...
I was trying not to interrupt him because it's his first solo information giving, but I just got to say that's probably what she said.
Oh, I missed something then.
That's a big tonk, is what she said.
I thought we started off great. No, we just ate it. So when Alliance controls Stormguard, the Horde had a lockout-long quest, pretty much as an entire faction, to gather resources to go to war, pretty much. And it took the Horde a total of 6 days to do this. Now, by gathering resources, I don't mean herbs and ore, but when you go to the Zoldazar docks, or the Zoldazar docks, the profession quest, or the profession trainers, there's new Warfront NPCs and stuff like that. It is just littered with a bunch of blue weekly quests to turn in. And they're asking for things like cut gems, scopes and ammunitions for the engineer, some linen pants. It was really weird, but I think they're randomly generated quests, but you turn these in once during your lockout to support your troops. Once your faction, which, like I said, we're talking about the Horde side perspective because I'm the only Horde player with the good decency here to do this.
Wow.
Yeah. So once that faction has turned in enough resources, you get a 7-day window to queue for a scenario called the Battle for Stromguard, excuse me. I lost my place right now all of a sudden. I'm watching her eat.
I haven't even taken a bite.
I know, but I keep watching. I'm waiting for the cat to pop up. I'm like,
you did not have to have the professions to actually contribute.
So yes, those quests, you do not have to actually have the professions to turn in the tailoring pants or the engineering scope.
So I don't have to be an engineer
to sell in the auction house.
You don't have, yeah, it really is. That's because the reward for turning in these quests is only 150 rep, and for Honor Bound for the Horde and 7th Legion for us Alliance players.
Yeah, but people are going to be buying them, so you recommend, like, if you're a crafter, get in there and craft rando shit and go throw it in the auction house because time is money, friend.
Right, but at the moment, there's a confusion on if these are just randomly picked items from that profession tree, so nobody knows until these actually pop up what we're going to be selling. Because the Horde quests are probably going to vary different from the Alliance version, or vice versa. Alliance will be different from what the Horde had.
And it's is it the same for everyone? Meaning, is it the same? Does each player get the same exact resource request?
Yeah, so, like, I had to turn in these blue scopes as an engineer. I'm an engineer on my DK, so it was the only quest I did. Every Billy, Bob, Joe, and Luis are going to show up, and they're going to be asked for scopes and stuff like that. Everybody's got the same quest.
It would have been interesting if everybody's was unique, right? That would have been an interesting element.
And yeah, the contribution is like nationwide in terms of NA, EU.
Well, so nationwide is on your side, so if you're contributing, that's probably the best place.
It sucks because I saved money by switching to Geico. So.
Oh, yeah, but you are in good hands with Allstate.
But also, there is a couple of Warfront quest givers as well. They just ask for 100 gold or 150 of the war resources, and you get 150 rep that way too. But like I said, it's only once a week. It wasn't really fun to farm, so there's no reason to go spend a crap ton of gold buying all these crafted things and try and push your honor bound or 7th Legion.
Yeah, unless you're squeezing out that rep, yeah.
But anyways, like we said, from the Horde, from what we've known, it took them 6 days because we started queuing for it last Sunday, I think, is when the queue opened up. So they've got a couple days left, as we talked about earlier. So the event itself is actually a 30-minute scenario. Very simple, fun. We're going to make guides and talk about this stuff a little later. It's very intricate between farming ore, farming wood, upgrading your troops, capturing these other checkpoints. It's a real kind of League of Legends Dota feel with a 20-person group.
Oh, you said the right word.
Oh, it's okay. We're talking about other games here. You have to get the idea about this. Anybody who's a gamer knows these exist.
I do have a question about that. So is it, you can group queue, right?
You can group
So would
queue.
you say that this would be like fun for guilds to go in together?
Oh, definitely. You would probably.
You can only queue up to 5s, though. I thought you couldn't do like a raid group.
I'm not actually sure.
That's what
I probably wouldn't be set up like a raid, would it? Does anybody?
People are complaining about that.
No, that's Blizzard. If you're listening, if you're gonna give it a 20-man, you should really let a guild queue together. It should be,
especially since it's not like a PvP thing, so it can't be really pre-made.
Yeah. Or is it gonna be PvP thing?
Well, as of right now, okay.
Okay, I just wanted to double check because I was like, well, what if we all wanted to go together?
Yes, I think you can do groups. To my knowledge, I thought you could do raids, but because none of you guys are living little hordes with me, I'm just kind of trucking along by myself over there.
I will be soon. Calm down.
But I know, but I will have to check that out. That is a good idea because it would be fun as a guild because it is a very intricate puzzle and it's really hard to lose at it. But like I said, if you're actually trying, it takes 30 minutes. At most, I waited was 45. I thought it'd be a good idea to farm the PvP gear on a brand new DK that I leveled up. But spoilers, as we all know, they just had a update recently that increased. You could queue for it at any item level, but now you have to be item level 320 to queue into it. So that's the only gating to it, which is kind of disappointing because your brand new characters are still gated behind dungeons, but it's something you can look forward to. So after this week-long this 7-day lockout, as we're calling it right now, for the Horde to queue up for this dungeon or this scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Once that 7 day is over, I mean, obviously we haven't seen it yet because it's still going on as we're airing right now. But we assume that obviously the Horde are going to take over Stromgarde, and that's going to start our lockout timer where we have to, as Alliance players, farm resources. I know, munch. Keep going. No. Somebody clip that for me. To our knowledge, or what we're assuming at this point, is that the zone hand is going to change. So the Horde will own Stromgarde. Well, as Alliance players, farm resources and quest goods. Why are you all laughing? Stop
Because I
it.
see what she's doing.
She's like making a cake souffle over there. A little easy.
By the way, Murky, wasn't one of the upgrades related to these too?
Yeah, so the best part about this thing is when the other faction controls the zone and you get the quest to go there and do some things, you actually get a quest to get a piece of 370 PvP gear right out of the box. Got the chance to Titan Forge and Warforge. I've seen some 385s, 395s, but if you're looking to arm your PvP set, it's something really worth farming out and going in there. I went in there on my DK at least I've queued into it like 30 times, farming a full PvP set out of it. So it's really beneficial if you can get in there and PvP's your thing. Even if it's not, it's still great because you'll still get a piece of 370 gear, which is still high for anybody at this point of the game.
Well, also the boat. Isn't there an upgrade related to that? So
yes, it's confusing because we haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
But as you all know, there's the tech tree on the Alliance side on our boat. There's the 5. What do you really call that? I don't know.
It's like
it's like the Order Hall upgrades, but
it's research upgrade, upgrades.
Great.
You choose A or B, right? So when you queue into these Warfronts, the objective is to kill the enemy commander. You have to do 2 commanders now. They nerfed it from 3. You used to have to do all 3 of them, but now you only have to do 2. But they can't be the same commander either. So that means you can only do 1 in would this entirety be...
In one rotation, you have 1 unique commander Like per queue, it doesn't change, right?
Right, yeah. So you can queue for 30 times, it's still the same commander. You have to wait until the Horde take the zone back over, and then the Alliance take it back over, then we'll get a different
So
commander.
by next year, we should be done with that achievement then.
Well, I think the entirety when we were talking about this, to get all, like when the requirement was 3 commanders, we were saying this we could take 6 weeks of resource trading and this weird long lockout.
Now it's only a month.
Yeah, now it's only a month, so you'll get that achievement at the end of the month.
Well, you'll get it in another 2 weeks.
Well, keep in mind when they're saying, you know, the 2 weeks, and we're making fun because it's a little lengthy. I'm sure Blizzard's going to tweak it where maybe you need less for your resources depending on like how participation is. Keep in mind that if your factions really work in this shit, like you could potentially have a really fast turnaround if everybody's, you know, pulling their weight. So if people are not pulling their weight, and it could be because they don't know what to do, guys. I'm thinking it could be the 6-day thing could be, you know.
Well, so a thing that I thought about why it might have taken 6 days for the Horde to gather resources is raids also just opened up. So a lot of trade goods are being used for raid-wide materials and stuff like that. So maybe people were holding off. Maybe people weren't doing their full effort.
Blessed be the fruit.
I think it'd also be a big part of the fact that there was little to no information on that. So people were a lot of confusion. So.
Right, like, so a lot of this alliance side stuff we're talking about here is still speculation at this point. They may change it up per faction, but for the Battle of Stromgarde, we're just going off the notes right now that that's the way it's going to play out, just mirroring the
worst case scenario, right? Like worst case. That's what we're looking at. So at least you know that it, no matter, I don't imagine that it would be longer than 6 days, but I'm sure Blizzard will tweak it, especially if enough people kind of sound off about the ridiculousness of how long it takes. Because they did that same thing with it's the same idea as the Mage Tower stuff, the rotation there.
But anyway, so obviously Arathi Highlands had a big update, like not an instance version of itself, but actually the open world of Arathi Highlands had an update for us 120 players. And a lot of people went out there and did this, but if you're listening in and you haven't done it, there is a bunch of rares out there that drop some pretty cool toys. There's some pets that a lot of people don't give a damn for. But there are a lot of sweet mounts out there, and by sweet, I mean like there's a bat model that like it's the only bat that you like. There's one other bat model that's in the store. This one actually drops in game.
I want to say that if you go in with friends, because your friends are going to help you, because you're slow on content, right? Belle's slow on content, not because I need to be carried, but because I don't have time. Expansions are time suck, and I got fucking children on fire, and work is calling, and our phones are ringing, and people are asking. My friends help me, right? They go to help me so that I don't have to solo stuff. But then what happens is your friends are selfish, and like half of them go to all the rares on the other side of the map.
There's so many stars. I like shiny things.
We're sorry, every one of us has ADD. Go ahead.
You were the one with me. I wasn't even talking about you this time. I was talking about Murky and Chaos. All the way over on the other side of the world. And here me and Rem are just like, we keep on trucking. Don't worry. It's just...
It's okay. I'm a disc priest.
Yeah, it's just us two. We're going to be okay. We're going to deal it. It's going to be fine. And then we're like, hey, where are you guys? Oh, we went 10 miles this way because there was stuff over here that we needed. Oh, okay, thanks for waiting. It's cool.
But just to finish off with that, though, so obviously these mounts and stuff are 100% drops, which, you know, it's kind of, it is what it is. That's the name of the game here. These rares don't reset every Tuesday like we are normally used to in things resetting. These rares actually reset when the zone changes hands, going from Alliance owning Stromgarde to Horde owning Stromgarde. Then you can go back out there, kill these rares.
So once the drug deal is down and the money moves hands, then we're good.
Then you're good. Then you can go back out there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So trying to think if there's anything else that I kind of like missed out on. Some people are kind of like, why does the Horde get 7 days to lock out, like an additional week to lock out?
Because they got one missed call. That's why they get 7 days.
And they get one missed call. So as I see it, it's like everybody here listening in, watching in, we all did Legion portals. It was the great way to level. Yeah, eat that salad. Eat that salad.
You're so dumb.
I'm gonna call it out. So everybody here hopefully knows about the Legion portals and how that was on like a 5-hour window that you had to like be awake for and not be working, not be going to school, and you'd miss them. And it didn't feel miserable that you missed it. It was just like, this sucks that I got to live a life and miss out on this timer. So them having this 7-day lockout for a 30-minute event just makes it so that you can do this content on your time versus
don't
your
be
life
on their side about this, Murky. God, 7 days is more than enough.
7 days is more than enough, but I can
Make
totally
it 4 or 5.
I can totally justify it because when you're doing things like
Here's
it
the
sucks to schedule your day around those Legion portals. Those were dumb.
For those of us who have domestic lives, I mean, Rem, you're learning now what it's like to be domestic, right? You know, there's times when you're MIA because your domestic responsibilities call to you.
Well, that's me getting ice cream for myself.
You're learning what it's like to children's needs, and they're needy, and they don't give a fuck that you only have X amount of hours to do this thing. So, you know, in the real world, where once you're used to that and you have more children, Rem, you'll understand why 7 days is it could be considered excessive.
All
Maybe
bad.
they'll figure a way to have the best of like both worlds there. I don't know, but I mean, it's okay. We have everything else in between. We have raiding. There's so much other stuff to do. I don't feel like 7 days is that ridiculous, if I'm being honest. For the lockout, I mean. The resource thing, I think if they can shorten that time, the 7 days won't be so like.
Okay, so here's my, if the 7 days isn't bad, if the rares are up on rotation with the contributions plus the lockout, the fact that there's 7 days nothing to do in Arathi except queue for the other faction is just, in my opinion, it's dumb.
Well, what would you like to do in Arathi? So we know what we don't want, or we know what the problem is. What do you think would be a really good solution for them to do without nerfing the lockout? Like, what's a good thing that they could do for people that have already finished?
Add quests to do something along the fact that they're queuing in to attack Stromguard. Add something where, I don't know, repairing walls or something that makes it interactive. Not just like, oh, just kidding, 7 days.
That's actually what I thought these Warfronts were going to be. I thought they were going to be like, stupidly in my mind before we started seeing all the visual stuff here, but in my mind I thought we were gonna, you know, those phone games where you build the structures around and you build the barracks and you like, we do that, but I thought it was gonna be like not in the scenario. I thought it was gonna be like
outside the scenario.
Outside the scenario, like every day we get X amount, or we have to go collect X amount of resources so that we can add to build.
I mean, that would be a better way of doing the contribution thing instead of just throwing enchants and scopes at them.
That's really what I thought these were going to be. The Warfronts were very different than what I had imagined when they had said, you know, community building. I really thought that it was going to live outside of an instance and that this would be something, 7 days would be cool if it was outside of an instance, right?
Well,
like if it was a goal every day.
We'll see when their rotation goes out and see if Stromguard actually changes in the real world. But as of right now, I was super excited about Warfronts, as I've told you both many times before the game was released. And now I'm just like, why the fuck am I even thinking about it?
Because to me, what they gave us or what they hyped everybody up about, even I didn't really care at the beginning. But then as like I was thinking of the different possibilities, I thought, well, man, this could be something that you would have a daily thing to do that's fun, where you know, we get hyped about and do it. But I feel like
it doesn't even be a daily thing, just not have a lockout of 7 days. That's my only concern.
I feel like they're trying to throw Ashran in there somewhere secretly. Ashran and Garrisons, they took those and they melded those two, and that's where Warfronts came to be.
No,
but I don't know why it's instanced. It should have been outside of the instance. It should have been...
No, it should have been instance for the actual battle, but...
The battle, but not the... You know...
Well, no, the building part, yes, because it has the RTS element to it where you're actually...
But that should have been what...
Battle plans and all that.
Your resources to go for war should have been, is doing that outside.
Yes. Outside of it. Not the war resources inside to build your buildings while you're inside the instance Warfront, so that you can win and get all the additional things to go fight all the commanders and all that stuff. It should have been organic in the world.
It's like, if I had to give an example of what it was, because obviously you guys don't play Horde, so you haven't seen it yet, but it's like one-sided Alterac Valley is what it's going to feel like.
Well, that's what I've been trying to explain to everyone. It's Wintergrass mixed with Alterac Valley, OG Alterac Valley, plus PvE.
I thought there was going to be PvP involved in these things, or the option to, but...
They're testing, guys. I'm telling you it's coming. It would be stupid for them to use these Warfronts in a PvE element and not introduce something like...
Well, I mean, shit, they have Isle Expeditions with normal to Mythic to PvP. So.
The Warfronts, they might just not know functionally how that looks, because PvP, because of the element there, I think that they would need to tune down what you would need to build stuff, because I think it's a lot faster paced.
The amount of moving parts that each team would be making in terms of like the troops that you have running on with you. The server instability would be insane, just like beta when you get...
Yeah, they're probably working on scaling that down. But it would be dumb for them to not take advantage of that opportunity. It would really be dumb for them to not do that. So I'm excited. It's another situation where we all get to go in as Alliance, and none of the Alliance players know what they're doing in a Battleground, which is going to be super fun because it's my favorite part of PvP. Essentially is that, you know. So it's good.
Not the Warfronts we wanted, but it's something, and there's chances for this to grow and get tweaked along the way.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll stay positive.
I'm sure they'll continue to add to it. It has that feel where they would have the ability to be able to continuously add and do and be, so it doesn't... And guys, there's a lot of content right now. I don't want to hear one fucking person say, I don't have anything to do. Guys, if you don't have anything to do, then you're not doing it right, and that's probably most men's problems. Just
don't get me started on the guys yelling at in trade.
Mythics
are useless. Isle Expeditions are useless. I'm waiting for Warfronts.
Oh yeah.
Did your mom tell you that when she was making your fucking Hot Pocket too? Mom,
Milo!
I'm not judging, because like when my mom was here, I would have loved it if she would have made me a Hot Pocket, but instead I just drank her wine. Like it was a little.
But yeah, that seems rares and PvP gear. Oh my!
Guys, can we give Murky a round of applause? That was his first solo content.
I know, and I do it while watching you eat. Now I'm hungry, and
so.
Imagine that every single time.
Great job, and you really did. You did a great job for your very first time. That's probably not what she said, though. But
it's okay. Stop crying. I remember it dearly.
You did a really great job, and that was really mean, but it was probably true.
I mean, it's true for everybody, so...
Right.
Or is it really?
And I didn't forewarn you, Murky, but...
I'm still waiting for the first time, so...
I did it to Rem a lot. I would do things to derail him in the middle of his segment on purpose, because you have to be able to do that. Otherwise, you'll never learn how to be able to just move along. So you'll get there where you'll be able to just quickly pick it back up, but... I did that for a good while with Rem, and I know I irritated him, and I felt bad, but I wanted him to get used to, on the fly, being able to adjust. But I think you did a great job. I think you need, you know...
I'm sure I missed something in there, and if you've got questions, comment on the video, and send a tweet. We'll answer if you've got anything.
Send a carrier pigeon. Send a friend to the door with pizza. Yeah, I think it was
pepperonis
good.
On it.
I like how she good jobbed Rem and not you. Your very own mother. She's my favorite person ever.
Oh, we're done. We're leaving.
She said... Oh, your mom is savage. I love it. Full disclosure, though, my mom...
Can we edit this out? Like, I don't want this. Just edit right here, cut.
My mom... Like, I called Rem an asshole, and my mom's like, how dare you? He is a lovely young man. Like, she lectured me for 20 minutes on how awesome he was. And I was like, Mom, you don't know the things me and Rem have been through, okay? Like, his shit smells too, just so we're clear. Like, he does not piss excellence, just so we're clear. Neither am I. I don't piss excellence either. I mean, I do. I'm lying. I totally do.
I mean, when you smell roses closely, they really smell like poo-poo, so...
Well...
Didn't we talk about this last night? Pissing
I don't know. I'm just...
I believe we did.
I'm just quoting Outcast, okay?
I'm having deja vu right now. That's weird.
Because I piss ice cold excellence.
That's it. That was it.
Guys.
The shit don't stink.
For the... He just like randomly breaks out in song. I piss liquid sugar, but it's diabetes. I should not laugh because that is a terrible thing to laugh at, but he's my friend and it's Hero, so we expect that behavior from him, and he is in fact diabetic, and it is
no, Bob, that was not me. I wasn't even at BlizzCon yet, so
no, I'm gonna call it out. It was Chody. 150% shit all over the toilet. All over. Guys, we don't have any secrets anymore. What did I tell you? There are no secrets here. New show, new us.
There's definitely not a secret. Secret is at dinner.
We have no secrets here anymore. I will never not tell you. Though. When you guys ask me who was that tweet about, I'm going to tell you that tweet was about this person, because there's no reason for it. We're not trying to impress anybody. We're never going to be famous, and as long as our moms watch, we're pretty happy.
One of them is.
I don't think Rem's mom watches us. I think she's the only mom. Or maybe she doesn't tell us. Does she watch us, Rem?
I don't know. She's asked about it like last year. Years ago.
She have a Twitch account called Rem's Mom.
My mom wouldn't even know how to make a Twitch account. She would text message me 50 text messages just to ask me how to do the thing on the internet machine. So,
Aww.
God. Aww. Murky's mom just said we're all famous to her.
She's gonna
My heart really takes so much.
I like your mom better than your grandma, though. Real talk. Just kidding. I love the grandma.
No, you don't.
No, she's mean to you. I don't like it. She's mean. It happens when you get older, though. I'm gonna be that way. I'm gonna be that. Well,
I can imagine you being older and even more grouchy.
I don't think so, if I'm being honest. Like, I feel like I don't think so. I feel like,
You'd be a chill old person up to a certain extent.
You're right.
You
You're right
play
about
the
that.
sap card a lot, I would think, and everybody would bring you everything.
Well, they would bring you everything?
No, you would play the sap card and make everybody work like twice as hard for you.
Would I?
You'd guilt trip.
Yeah, that's it.
We'll pack our bags because we're going on a guilt trip, guys. Like, we guilt tripping. Who's going? Who's going?
And
Sorry, I was banning Mordecai. He can watch not logged in, but he can fuck himself. And if you use a different account to watch this later, fuck you twice. You don't need to be in our Twitch channel. In fact, you don't even need to be anywhere near my airspace. Obviously, things were said via Twitter and...
Negative, the pattern is full.
Yeah. So, anyway, I told you guys I wasn't fucking around. If I don't like you, you're not here, period. You're gonna be a dick, you're not here.
So if you're
okay.
here, we love you.
Let's do... Well, yeah, because I pay you, like...
I was talking about the viewer.
I don't even get... I
and the
don't get paid.
listeners.
I don't get paid in layers.
Oh, I love everybody. Even when they have a negative
Nobody
opinion.
pays
I don't...
me, you
And I want to make sure that I'm clear about that, guys. I don't dislike anybody that has a negative opinion because we're not always going to jive, right? Friendships, relationships, whatever the dynamic is, you're not always going to jive 24/7. You're not always going to agree with what I say. I'm not always going to agree with what you say. Like, that's what makes the world go round.
I don't agree with your opinion on this topic.
Exactly, and I don't agree with the face that you bring on the show. Here we are, though, making it happen.
I think that one was directed at me.
At least I'm safe.
You know what makes me mad, though, is, like, I always look like a jerk because all my funny happens on the show. When it's real, like, we're just chilling, hanging out, they're fucking on their shit with their, like, basically making me want to go eat a Tide Pod. And, like, then when I finally get back at them on the show, it makes me look like the jerk because...
You're a jerk. You're a jerk.
You're a jerk.
Yeah, it's hurtful. That's actually a really good song. I think I'm going to put that on the soundboard so that every time one of us insults the other.
First?
I think that's going to be the lay of the land. Okay, guys, it's all part of a plan to bring you to this moment, and this moment is the Can You Not. We are trying really hard to make this segment the must-watch segment of the millennium.
We're trying to make fetch happen.
We are trying to make fetch, Rufus, whatever. Like, we're going to just... everybody else is being famous with hashtagging and trending and all that other stuff. We're going to ride the hashtag train. But really, the Can You Not, I feel like it's really healthy for us to have that. And I feel like it's healthy for you guys to have Can You Nots. Thank you for sharing your Can You Nots on Twitter. Yepix has been really on it with his comebacks and queries and quips on... he shared a picture of a tortilla, and he said it was the emissary turn-in, I think is what he said. I laughed harder than I should have, but it was really funny.
Tortilla seekers, yes.
Yeah, the tortilla seekers. Which would that be what? Because we like tacos. Would we be?
We would be.
Well, it makes sense for the tacos plus the autocorrect is what.
You're right. I agree. Well, yeah, you're right. I was trying to explain it away.
Tortellini, okay. Tortilla. It's all good.
Are you ready for my Can You Not? Now, let me preface this. This Can You Not is because I've seen this same crybaby shit on 3 different avenues. When I went to the forums earlier, I was reminded that I was mad about this from 2 or 3 days ago on Twitter. Someone was on there crying about boo-hoo, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. Guys, if you're making the decision to be in war mode, whether you are one person or a party of 5, a party of 2, a threesome, whatever, if you are making the decision to be in war mode, you should already know that that means certain things, right? There should be expectation there that if you are a party of 5, even if you are a party of 5, like, the expectation there is, at any given moment, you could get slaughtered by the opposing faction that is in war mode. The fact that this is even a thing to me that people are bitching about is absolutely ridiculous, and I'm going to tell you why. But can you not post on every fucking avenue, everywhere on the internet, crying and asking for Blizzard to faction balance war mode? Do you understand the game at all? I don't. How do you imagine Blizzard's going to faction balance? Just let that sink in for a second.
You're playing Alliance. No more.
How do you imagine they're going to faction balance?
Faction balance yourself and change, because I don't want you. Okay? Just kidding.
What do you expect them to do if everybody on server A or the shard, whatever they share, all chose to be Horde?
You know, it's funny. They already do that. Like, as
shard to balance.
Sharding is going, yeah. I don't know. Organically, it's happening.
Because
That's
the
funny.
one person leveling with a group of 2 people is getting murked every 5 minutes because they're leveling in war mode or they're world questing in war mode. If you're making the decision to be in war mode, stop being a fucking crybaby all over the internet, guys. Can you not? Just don't. If you don't want to deal with it, don't.
Yeah, the 10% isn't enough of a boon to warrant so much crying,
The 10%
honestly.
does not equal me not having to see, and it's not even on one avenue. Everywhere I've looked, it's the same. Blizzard needs to balance factions in war mode. How would you fucking suggest they do that? Because the last time they tried to balance factions, bots were introduced. Welcome to my life at 1 o'clock in the fucking morning. I don't know if anybody remembers.
No idea how that has preference on balancing.
Because that was their attempt to get the fast queues, right? Because there was no queues. So although it wasn't balancing, it was a means to, when there wasn't enough alliance queuing, and there was a, they were making it where the queue was faster. But it had to do with balance because there was too much of one faction and not enough of the other, whatever the case may be. So bots were introduced to help the queues go faster because the queues would take forever because there was too much of one faction and not enough of the other. Well, then you have bots, and we all know how fun bots are. So, guys, can you not? Just don't. And if you're one of those people who did it, and I offended you, and I hurt your feelings, go get a fucking tissue and cry about it. Because you're going to be just fine.
I have an issue? Here's a tissue.
We're going to be okay. We're going to make it. Because I cried about something yesterday in game, and guess what? It made me a fucking crybaby. I put my big girl panties on, and I'm okay today. We're going to make it together. If you feel like you need therapy, hit me up, bell@pwnecast.tv. I will Dr. Phil you, and we will make it happen. That's all I got to say about that. Rem, I like your Can You Not?
I don't know what this is in reference to. So
there's a lot of hype building around
Don't
BFA.
you have a screenshot, or we're not allowed to show that because that would, like, it's beyond...
No,
Okay.
let's not. But there is a lot of hype behind BFA, so a lot of people are streaming World of Warcraft again, which I'm all for. I love it. But can you not fucking sell your Snapchats in trade of subscriptions? First off, if your quality is good, they're going to sub. Second off, if everyone is looking at your snaps of your boobs, no one else wants to see it because everyone already has.
No one's going to want to buy the cow if you're giving away the milk for free.
Exactly. Don't just provide good content. Either A, you're entertaining, you have good content, or you're good at the game. Just don't say, give me money, I'll give you my personal Snapchat. I'll add anybody on Snapchat. I don't need you to give me money for it. That's ridiculous.
That brings me to another point that you're so dead on about, Rem. And I love that Rem gets upset about that stuff like I do. Because, like, if I would have seen that before Rem, like, he doesn't get, like, super mad about stuff like I do. Obviously, I overreact about everything. I think we know that. I don't have to announce it. And people that pointed out to me, you're not fucking forward thinkers. We all know. But I like that I see him, like, he'll react to something that he sees before I do. And I like that he gets upset about it. Because for me, it'd be a 30-minute rant on my back porch. But
It really would.
But I did look and I was like, man. And it was before I was even, like, coffeeed out. The thing about it is, I think that there should be a difference in what you're doing. I know that there's a lot of creators, and this is going to be the argument that people are going to say when I say this next thing, where creators need to have an avenue that is their private avenue so that they don't share things publicly, like those with children and this and that, right? I agree. I don't just add anybody on my Facebook. And the reason I don't add anybody on my Facebook is because that is where I post the majority of the pictures of my children. That is where I post things.
Your personal one, like my person. I don't want to add anybody.
Right. And the only people I typically add are people that I know or I've met in some fashion. But in fact, you can't even add me on Facebook unless you have a mutual friend. You can't even, there's no button there. My Twitter, sometimes I post a picture of my kid if it's something was really cute, or like my daughter.
It's a little more screened, yeah.
But it isn't, it's me, all me, but it isn't my private stuff. I don't really have a private life, so that's a struggle. Really, it's my children. My children I seek to protect from that, because people are weird on the internet, guys. It just is what it is. They will steal pictures of your kids off the internet, and yeah, like you just exactly. So I think that it's fine that content creators or famous people, if I don't know them, they're not famous. That's like my line. One of these guys will be like, "Hey, did you hear about that famous streamer?" And I'm like, "Why? If I don't know them, they're not famous," because right. I know a lot of people, like not personally, but like people that are interesting and that kind of stuff. Like I'm pretty.
Wait, I know Bajira. You know Bajira. Murky knows Bajira. He's famous.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. All of it.
It is 100% true. But
was Bajira selling his Snapchat?
Your Snapchat.
I would buy that thing right away.
Why would you need a private and a public Snapchat? I've been trying to wrap my brain around it since Rem texted me that. I've been trying to understand why. Oh, I'm going to give you my personal. Well, what the fuck are you giving people? Your impersonal Snapchat? What are you giving people? What persona are you putting on the internet that isn't you? Because if I wanted fake, I would follow Kim Kardashian on Snapchat. Incidentally, I do, and I don't even feel bad about it. Christ. So I don't give a shit because I
like seeing those butts, so yeah.
I'm absolutely fascinated by that whole weird situation of life there. I really like the mother, though, because she's got a fucking cutthroat, and she's used all them kids for money, and she's smart. Because if I'd been a different person, I would have done it. But I love my children, and I'm not about money. Otherwise, I would have married.
I had no idea this was the thing. I'm so confused
anyway,
right now.
Why do you have to... Guys, I don't understand. That's why I asked you guys, for subbing, what do you want me to give you? Like, outside of nudes. I mean, Murky will give some dick pics, and so will Rem. Like, they're into that kind of thing. But that was why I asked,
I'll
because
send you as a butt pic, okay?
I don't even want to feel like you guys have to sub for us to do nice things for you, or for us to, you know, be, you know, connecting together like people.
We like you.
The sub helps us, right? Because it,
Yeah.
you know, it pays for the Pwnecast stuff, but, like, I don't want you guys to feel like you have to pay to be with us. So that's why I say you guys just have to tell me what you think it would be cool for me to, you know, us to give you as a reward for supporting. Besides just sore ears because, you know, Belle yells, or, you know, unfortunately I have to apologize for Rem's dad jokes and, you know, those kind of things.
Rem and I are going to make a sexy lingerie calendar for our subscribers.
I'm so down.
You know,
banana hammocks all the way.
I thought about that in the middle of the night, and it's funny that you said that.
Oh my god.
I thought, and it was because I was thinking, what can I do for these guys that are they support? Like, what can I do? I tried to do the pre-show stuff, but the Patreon and the Twitch, because it's all different, and you go to do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself about, it just didn't make any sense to me.
It's all about.
But like, I was thinking, and my husband he tells me I'm weird, but I was thinking, like, pass, I have pics already. Mom's already got all your nudes. All your nudes. She's probably been collecting and trying to take them off the internet before you breed, because someday you're going to have to answer for those dick pics on the internet. I was thinking of doing, like, a Pwnecast, you know, pinup calendar with the boys. There was nothing to pin up here, right? It'd be various stages of bedhead and toilet selfies, if I'm being honest. But I did think of, like, natural habitat photos.
Well, how raunchy do you want it?
Well, like, you both are self-starters,
Well, actually,
right?
no, way wrong.
Well, Rem, you might be becoming less of a self-starter. You might have assistants now. So you might be a semi-self-starter, right? Self-starter every other day?
Mutual benefications.
Yes, exactly. Oh, I can't even. And then, you know, Merc, you are a self-starter in every sense because you prefer it that way, I think, almost. I think you like the less drama. The only one you have to argue with is, you know, your hands, really. There's one grandma.
Yeah, one has to be the stranger.
I plead the fifth.
So
1, 2, 3, 4, fifth.
if you guys are keen, like, I'm in to do, like, a, you know... And I wouldn't even want, it would not be a means of making money. I would just, like, they would be the size that it would fit into a regular envelope, and I would just mail them to people. You could just have them. But I would need ideas, so let's kick that around. I'm not saying nudes, guys. Don't make this weird. Because I would be the one that would be taking these pictures, so let's not make it weird.
You want a raunchy picture like this?
So if you guys have ideas... let me know. Post in the comments on the show. Let us know if you have ideas. If you would like, you know, tasteful, guys. They're nothing weird. I was talking in our natural habitat, and our natural habitat is not smoldering and sexy. Not one of us in this room right here is smoldering or sexy, just so we're clear. And I am including myself in that. I don't know how to be like... I'm the person that would try to, like, do a sexy dance for my husband, and I would fall in 4 different directions.
Oh, so, I can't remember the name of the movie, but, with, Arnold Schwarzenegger and...
Yes, Jamie Lee Curtis. That's 100% me, except I don't have Jamie Lee's body, because God, is she hot, right? Even at her age, that woman is just what I want to be when I grow
That part
up.
where she goes, you got the pole and go,
Damn, fine.
Yeah, no, that's me, like, 100%. I'm coordinated, but I don't know how to be, like... The only thing I'm really good at is my selfies. I do got...
So, no sexy rhythm.
No, but I do have... I do have my looks down. I have my Zoolander looks down 100%. I'm really great at selfies, but that's it. Anyway. So let us know if you're interested in a Pwnecast pinup calendar. And then maybe every month we would have a different... inspirational.
She's gone every year for the past several years, yeah.
Maybe we would have like an inspirational quote from us. Like, people give a shit, right? People are like, why do I want a quote from these people? I don't know, maybe you want a quote.
Don't eat yellow snow.
always smell it when in doubt. That should be the general rule of thumb. Pay your taxes,
Or
guys.
when in doubt, pull it out.
Well, I don't think you should be putting it in unless it's wrapped anyway, but silly old me, that's the 1950s calling with all my morals.
That's for the Dreamcast After Hours show, guys. Come on now.
All right, Merc, let us have your can you not.
All right. Most of us are Alliance players, so a lot of you won't know this yet, but for you damn Horde players who were doing this in the Warfronts, when Alliance started to get this bullshit, do not queue up for the Warfronts, then go hide in the goddamn mines and AFK for the next 30 minutes. Do your shit, or I will look at your dot and not move for 3 minutes. I will vote kick you the hell out of there. It only takes 2 votes to get somebody booted out of this crap, so do not queue up for these Warfronts thinking, oh, I'm going to go AFK and make a Hot Pocket and watch Law and Order. I don't know what people watch on TV. I don't watch TV anymore.
Is it Special Victims Unit or Criminal Intent? Because I'm not really a fan of gore and memes.
They'll probably be Criminal Intent.
Why? That's not the best one.
I don't know. I don't watch Law and Order. I don't know if you watch on. I don't watch TV. Anyway, don't AFK in the mines and think you're going to hide behind a node and nobody's going to vote kick you out. Don't go and grab an axe and start harvesting trees and think you just AFK in the field and nobody's going to notice. People are watching.
But I'm a lumberjack and I feel fine.
No, that was the best part is you get to wear a lumberjack outfit as you chop trees down. Like, it's so cool. But real talk, like, I'm going to vote kick you as quick as I can because you not helping is costing me more minutes of waiting through this 30-minute thing.
You're like that guy that reports people when they smell like pot.
No, that's not me.
Oh, and he reports it, and then they get busted time later, and then they publicly announce that they are an arc. Yep, you're right.
I'm just saying, one person not pulling their weight and delivering their resources is just going to delay things longer. And once you've played the Siege Demolisher part of this thing, where you have to wait on the AI to progress the game, you'll hate everybody who just AFK'd before.
Well, they do that in all those instances, and people notice, like, especially when they do that in Ultric Valley. We see you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're not hiding. But listen, you guys are doing a great job with these Can You Nots, and I am absolutely loving the fact that you guys are on board with these, but I'm going to need you guys to do me a favor, both of you, because you're making me look really bad.
Oh.
Do you want me to tell you how you're making me look really bad?
I would make it look really bad.
Rem, are you listening? I need your active listening.
I am actively listening.
You're not looking, so you're not actively listening. Thank you, because I was going to stop the whole show. Okay, so a button in plaid. Was that an innuendo? I don't know what you just said.
Not in your endo, no.
So, guys, I need you guys to not be nice.
What are you talking about?
Your guys' Can You Nots. It's like...
I'm not a yeller.
That's bullshit. Who here in this room has heard him... Who here in this room has heard him yelling?
I don't see anyone.
I don't see your hand, Travis, because Murky, we hear it every day when he's frustrated in game.
Oh,
yes?
Right, yeah, right, yeah.
So, when you say you're not a yeller...
No, I'm not a yeller like you. Like, I can't
Raise your hand if you've heard him yell every day in game, especially when he's PvPing and he yells worse than me. Raise your hand. Candace, I'm going to need you to raise your hand because you have been part of this, so I'm going to need you to raise your hand in chat. Oh, actually, Ewok too.
My mom says she did in game, yes.
So, he yells worse. Exactly. He yells worse because it's unexpected.
No.
Well,
he says, I don't know that he yells worse.
Oh, no, he does. He does.
At least I'm safe inside my mind.
So, when you say that you don't have that ability, you lie. You do. You're just trying to be nice for people because you don't want people to see the real you.
I'm not trying to be nice. It's I don't want to yell.
Oh, you don't want people to see who you really are? Oh.
I'm not a yeller 100% of the time. More like 80.
I just don't want to get banned on Twitch because if I...
Why can everybody else can yell on Twitch? Why can't we? I don't understand what you're saying to me right now.
Because I might say really bad words.
That's the point. You guys are making me look really bad. You're really making me look bad.
Can you not eat a fucking salad during my first fucking segment?
Yeah,
Thank you! Thank you! That's all I needed. I just wanted to see some emotion. Your face even got red. It's mostly because you're really white, but I like that. But I need you guys to, because if you were complaining to me about that and it was just us, you would have been 10 shades of pink and Rem's head probably would have exploded. So, like, stop making me look bad, because then I'm the only one yelling, and then I get fucking fuckboys in chat going, who's this angry broad? Your fucking mother, that's who the angry broad is. And you don't have to curse like I do, guys. That's okay. I don't want you to be something you're not.
Anyway. One fucking job and you tanked it today. Thanks, Mel. Appreciate it.
I was supposed to have your back on your first solo mission, and all I was doing was stuffing my face. To be fair, I hadn't eaten anything, and
like I was like, get used to it, Murky.
My stomach was eating a hole in my back, guys. Do you know what that feels like to be so hungry that your stomach is
poor
eating?
Belle.
Oh my god.
One of my
what did you do in WoW this week, Rem? Because we didn't really game together a whole lot because you go to bed early like an old man, and I had domestics one of the days this week.
One day I was up extremely late. It was ill-advised on my part. The next day was very bad.
That was actually really fun, though, because it was like 1 o'clock and you were still freaking going.
But no, there was like 2 or 3 days. One day I did, when I got home till I got off of the game, I was helping guildies run the Mythic for the 4 weekly. It was Eeg, Nicholas, someone new that was new. Not only new, but he took a break and came back. And then Felitrius, I was running him through on his warrior, so that was good. I got to pug someone. He was kind of dumb. But we did 3, and then I wrapped it up with Eeg and some others for 4th. And I have the Hunter at 3:30 now. I've been doing the World Quest, buying gear like a scrub, and doing all the Mythics now. Yeah, I'm enjoying the Hunter. Regardless of if they nerf it or not, I'm still enjoying Hunter. It's not a flavor of the month. It was more of the numbers did entice me, like I said, but I like Hunter.
Did you just try to fucking do a side dig trying to defend your actions? Get the fuck out of here. I'm a nice guy.
Fuck you.
You're not nice, you're just passive aggressive. That's almost worse. I'd rather you say fuck you to my face and then instead of being
like, are you my grandma?
Oh my god. Your grandma's passive aggressive as fuck.
Damn.
Okay, Savagery. So you didn't pick it for the flavor of the month. It's because you wanted to be a hunter.
Yeah, no, I was still deciding on what I wanted to do next. And I was going to play something I'm familiar with, and I'm familiar with Hunter. So, yeah. All right, and we are going to be pushing keys this week. So, that'll be good.
I feel like pushing keys means something different to you than it does for me, so...
I push all the right keys.
Working on that tonight, maybe, right?
I thought we were perhaps going to have some hookers and blow, but...
Where's my boy Blow? There he is.
Oh, not that blow, the other blow.
Oh.
The white powder. Just kidding, guys. Don't do drugs. Drugs are bad, okay? Merc, try hard, because that's what you are. You are a try hard. Oh!
I did nothing this week.
So, Rem did run a guildies through stuff. He mentioned that very briefly. But we were talking, and I do this thing where I'm pretty open now, right? And I've always been. But even more so, like, I always like to make sure I let my friends know, yo, when you weren't there, I was talking shit. Because I want you to know that I was making fun of you and I was talking shit. Well, now, Rem, we have a confession to make because I was talking a little shit. Not in a mean way. Rem has this thing that he does. And this thing that he does it on purpose, I think. If I'm super busy and I'm like, hey, where are you? Why I'm doing this thing? He's like, I'm sorry. I'm running guildies through Mythics. He says it as if I'm not a guild master and that I just let my people hang out on the docks shirtless with no food. Like,
was he? No, in the context, it was being passive aggressive about being like, "Oh, where are you? I'm fucking busy. What do you want?"
Yeah, he's like, "I'm running the guildies through Mythics." Well, fucking sorry. I will go sit in the corner.
Someone has to, pal.
I'll go sit in the corner and think about what I've done because clearly I am not on your level. So I did say it. I think it was yesterday. When did I say it, Travis?
It was yesterday because
I was like, this
because
son
I made
bitch
the
and
same
his fucking passive aggressive.
I made the same comment to Ross and I that morning. Ran people
because that's what reminded me. So it wasn't just that Rem did it; it was that Murky did it too. And I was like, "What are you, Rem? What the fuck, man?" Like they're like, "I'm sorry, guys." The day before, I couldn't get on because I had domestics. My sister thought it was a good idea to bring the father of my nephew, who is my ex-best friend who slept with my underage sister 11 years ago. I haven't seen him for 11 years. She thought it was a good idea to surprise show up on my doorstep with him. How do you suppose that went, guys?
It felt like pretty trailer trash.
Oh, it was 100%. I went 100% white trash Roseanne on my front porch. Neighbors, everybody. Like she knew it was a bad mistake. Like her face when I opened the door, even she realized that she had.
It was at that moment she knew
she had
fucked
up. Yeah, she miscounted, and then they brought my nephew because they thought that was going to control my behavior. Here's what people need to understand about me and children. If I know these kids, or if they're my family, or they're my friends' kids, and I love those kids know I love them. I could probably murder somebody in front of a child that I love, and they would know it was either to protect them or because I had no choice, because these kids know that I love them. So every time I yelled or got in someone's face, I turned to my nephew and said, "I love you, handsome. This is not about you." And he would say, "I know," and smile. Don't try to bring your kids. Guys.
Try to defuse the situation. That just escalates it.
So that's what happened. So the next day, so I was MIA. So Rem messaged me the next day and is like, "Hey, can you get on the computer at a normal time?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry. I was busy."
I was fucking
white trashing on my front porch in my rich white neighborhood, screaming and, all saying all the punks and bitches. So yeah, these two both like sniped me with these comments, and I'm like, God, like I just feel like an asshole at this point. Like, so yeah.
Well, because Murky and I were going to run YouTube Mythics.
I know.
While we're helping other people out, so
you guys know I have ADD, right? So.
Well, that's why we left you.
I know. I have ADD relief. You guys usually get about 2 or 3 runs out of me before.
You're bored. You're bored and distracted.
It's not even bored and distracted. It's I can no longer control my ADD because my caffeine is worn off, my medication is worn off, and it's full on 3 squirrels dancing in my head with tutus eating donuts. That's literally what's happening right now. So
the monkey with the symbols.
But I do want to say that I want to end that on a good note and talk about my week in WoW. With my week in WoW, it is nice that I have people that care about my guild, because it isn't just these 2 guys. I have a whole group of officers that I probably don't tell them I appreciate them enough, because I count on them. And we have Eeg, we have Sketch, we have Reeby, we have Cow, we have Zura, and we have Envy just became part of the officers club. And Murky's not even an officer, which I suppose at some point I should probably make him one, but I don't know if he can be mean to people.
Responsibilities, I think not.
Well, that's why I'm not allowed to have a say in the raid team, because I'm mean.
You're not allowed to have a say in a raid team because you're not a person to have a say in the raid team. I try to avoid having raid conversations in our personal conversations because Rem will always hop in with his opinion, and I'm like, nope.
Educated
I'm
opinion.
doing it now too, so.
It's really okay. It is what it is. But I do have a lot of. And Vel is not an officer, and he is the guild caretaker. He literally makes sure we eat and sleep right. He is just the guy that takes care of everyone. But it's nice to have these
3
people.
weeks since he looked at me.
They take care of everything for the guild, and I like super appreciate it. So I don't tell them enough, but I know they know that I love them, because if I'm not yelling, all's good.
You're not caring.
No, if I'm not yelling, that means we're good. We're in a good. If I'm yelling,
good either. So it's really mixed feelings.
Well,
we have a great community, even if you're not a raider.
Yeah, and everybody has something to offer. You don't have to be a ranked member of the guild. And when I say ranked, I'm meaning like officer level, right? Anybody could help and do and just be not a fucking shithead in guild chat, making everybody feel bad about themselves. Like, anybody can do it. Not everybody can cook. Guess that was wrong, just so we're clear. I want to make sure that I clear that up about not everyone can cook. Anyway, so my week in WoW, because I have people that do that, today. I get to do things that I can focus on in-game because the time has been limited. And the time has only been limited because work. We're getting into a season here where work is not going to be so bad. And I might even be able to get away with some daytime gaming because I did it last year during that time.
What?
So
What?
I did. I spent at least 3 or 4 hours out of my workday because nothing to do. I'm a manager now, so I have stuff to do. I'm just going to have to be better at it. But I did the beginning half of the Warfront, you know, the scenario, not scenario, the going to the Arathi and
farming your rares, killing your world boss.
Getting a ton of PvP gear, which was super awesome. I did Mythic Pluses.
Yeah, we did.
I need a better weapon. Like, there's some things that I really need, and I have a ton of gear in my bag that's high level, but it takes everything I need away, so I've been kind of just leaving it kind of hang out in there. I did start prepping the monk. I do want to do... I don't want to level the monk in like a fast-paced manner, but I want to herb and mine and do all those things because I'd like to contribute more than just like cooking, because cooking is something I've always done for the guild. No matter who's here, who's officer, every Sunday I cook. I add to the food tab. Like, cooking is something I've always enjoyed because it makes me feel like, well, in real life, when I cook for you, it's because I love you, right? Like, all my heart and soul is in my food.
Aww.
So some people, like, want to be taken out, and some people want to be buying all this stuff. I show you I love you because I stand up in the kitchen for 7 hours making something good.
Yeah, when I come over, you just say, hey, there's the pantry. Look for shit. I know where I'm loved.
That's a fucking point. Every time he's been over there.
To be fair, the times he's over here is the weekend time, right? Because I don't do shit on the weekends.
Right.
My kids they gotta fend for themselves. They gotta do, like, if you were to be like, yo, I'm gonna be in town Wednesday night, what's for dinner?
Spaghetti. It's delicious.
So I like to cook in game. That's what so outside of doing my daily stuff, I did trying to get everything set up for raiders, so that we have food and, you know, trying to get what I need for flasks and all that kind of stuff. Side note, we did spend a fair amount of time. When I say we, Murky didn't care to be involved in this, but as soon as he sees how cool this is, he's going to want to be involved. But Rem and I went on a little mission, and this mission was to find the perfect spot for...
Or plural.
Yes, well, really, portion of a map. Like, it's a quarter even. So, I don't want to talk about it publicly yet because I want to get my machinima done, but I am working on a machinima for it. It's not going to be very long. But I want you guys to prepare yourself.
Will it be better than illegal Danish?
Maybe. Maybe.
We have the...
But a lot of thought has gone into this, just so you know, and it's going to be pretty cool. We found a name for the brothel, and we're going to be moving forward with those plans. So get your gold ready, guys, because you're going to want to
just get ready to be hired as a courtesian as well.
Yeah, you're going to want to be a part of this. You're going to want to be a part of this. I don't want to say groundbreaking because I feel like everybody uses that. And I don't want to say, like... What?
What?
What'd you say?
Bed breaking?
A brothel dome.
Welcome to the Thunderdome.
I really want to say the name, but I want to wait because it needs to be introduced properly.
It does. You need to wait.
Yeah, I know. It's so good, guys. We got some entertainment in store for you. We are putting ourselves outside of the realm of normal entertainment. We don't have to show you our boobs to entertain you. Well, he'll show you his boobs. I don't even think I've ever seen Rem without a shirt.
You want?
Thanks, Mom.
What'd she say?
Murky will do it for free.
I love her. She's like, now you sound like your mom, Murky's mom, volunteering him for voluntelling him for all the neighbors and aunts and uncles. Don't worry, Travis will stop what he's doing and put shoes on and go outside.
Well, that's...
Okay, guys, that's savage. Guys, it's about that time.
Anytime keep, because it's...
Well, we're done. That's why...
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we good. I need to eat my food. I didn't get to eat. I think I got like 4 bites in.
You got more than 4 bites. You're just like...
I only ate 1 bite each time.
Wow, you eat slow. Jesus.
No, because it was a big bite. Anyway, I'll show you after the show. Look.
That would have been gone already.
I know, but I don't...
Rabbit food.
Can you imagine if I choke and die live on Twitch? We'd get a lot of views, though, right?
Health insurance as well. So, I mean, you got that going for you.
Hey, we got another sub. Hold on. Let me pull up your sub song, because these boys got it for you. Are we ready? Hold on.
No.
Hold on.
Me see that
Go, go, go! I like that he made his own caca.
Donkey roll.
Yay!
We just gotta let her.
I think I'm gonna mix this.
Donkey roll.
I think I'm gonna mix that. I'm gonna find a good mix of that so that way we could have a fast paced. That was amazing. Thanks for the sub. We appreciate it. Sketch, you're the man. Unless your wife was on your account subbing, in which case she's the wool man. Anyway. So guys, thank you for spending your hour and a half, 2 hours. I'm just going to start saying 2 hours. With your 2 hours with us every week. And thank you for still being here. Thank you for your tweets. Thank you for any manner in which you are still connected to us. Thank you for your support. Remember, if you have constructive criticism, keep it to yourself because I don't care.
You can write it, we'll delete it.
Yeah, like,
Why?
Seriously, I'm just kidding. I don't, there isn't anything to criticize anymore because we don't care. So there isn't, I don't want to fine tune and tweak anything. I don't want to get better at doing this or get better at doing that. I want to get better at being a human for you guys, but I don't, I don't care. I care that you guys are entertained. If you have a constructive criticism, meaning it would be better if you did this, then you should go find the show. It's because they want to see you do it again. Hold on. That's why.
God.
You better work up that sweat. Hey, this is for Murky's mom. You have to do it really good, Murky. Do
I don't
it.
know what I'm doing.
Just flap. Do it.
I reach.
Oh my God.
Reach.
Let me see that
Donkey roll.
Oh, poor Murky's mom. She doesn't even know what's going on.
It's not even proud of you guys.
Oh, that's great. To end things, I know I put a stupid. I asked people to give me to take a screen grab of a face.
Oh, yeah, you already have it on there.
Yeah, but it's not a good one. It was the only one. Like, I don't have time to watch 50 hours of footage, and I can't really find a face for myself. It's better if somebody else does it. So, if
That's
somebody wants to link me,
Can you not?
just link me the timestamp on YouTube. If you
that the
find a
face
good
you
face that would make a good can you not.
Marky,
if
that
you
looks like the
could.
face he's making. Can you not?
Well, so Rems is going to be a dad joke face.
Oh no.
So something cringe.
It's totally cringe. And Murky's he's going to be a self-starting face.
Well,
Also, copy on the.
started from the bottom, now we're here.
I mean, yeah, you start from the bottom.
Then
She's
it's the
all-
shaft.
What's a sub? A sub means you get to be it's a very sought after elite membership where you get to be part of the Style Boys Club. Everybody wants to be that, Murky's mom. So you are among great men and women and some gender fluid. So
You get to come to Blizzcon now and have a free drink on Bell.
no, not on Bell. I don't even. Never mind. I was gonna throw serious shade, but we're not gonna do that, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being a friend. Oh my god. That's like a constipated face, not a can you not face.
That's the face you're making. Can you not?
So I will work on the emotes and I'll redo that emote. I need you guys, it's your responsibility to find a good can you not face of one of my faces. I have 36 personalities. It shouldn't be that difficult for you guys to find the right face. With that being said, we are going to get the hell on out of here. Oh, I didn't add Murky to the back yet.
Wow, man.
Well done.
Are you shaving again?
I missed a spot.
Get the fuck out of here. Doesn't that hurt your face?
Not
Bro.
really. I was
Guys,
kidding.
I'm really sad. I should have waited on the salad until after the show because now it's all soggy.
Now it's all like warm and.
But my husband bought salad earlier. He bought me lettuce for salad, so I'm just going to mix it in. It's going to be all right.
Let us turn up the beat.
Lettuce, ketchup, tomato. I ruined it, didn't I?
Smashed tomatoes. Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
hate you, Dad.
Why did I fucking say lettuce?
I don't know.
Because you're eating a salad. You
Fucking lettuce.
Why was
Oh,
your
bye guys!
Bye.